Handle with the Welcome to the SAGU Sports Network. We are live from beautiful Lumpkin Stadium here in Waxahachie, Texas. I am Adam Ferguson, joined by my broadcast partner, Tim Roberts. Tim, it's football Saturday, but in March.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what we categorize as football weather in March, but it's a beautiful day. So perfect time to get back out on the field. 5 months since we were last out here, and could not be happier to call some spring football. Not spring football like you imagine it, though, with red shirts versus black shirts or something. Right. This is real competitive football. A conference lead on the line today.
Absolutely. Today we've got the Arizona Christian Firestorm making their way here to Waxahachie to take on your hometown SAGU Lions. There you see the standings of the Sooner Athletic Conference. Arizona Christian sitting at 4-0, 7-1 overall. SAGU 2-0 in conference, 3-1 overall. Tim, this is a big game. Walk us through Arizona Christian's season up to this point.
Well, obviously, like everybody else, it's been a split season. They had a really solid fall, but they've come into their own so far here in the spring, going 4-0 in conference, and most importantly, they have landed on their quarterback. Shea Morales has been the one leading the way here in these spring games, giving them this 4-0 start in conference. The games last year in fall, even though they were conference games, will be categorized as non-conference games. So they have been dominating here in 2021 so far, and that has given them a commanding lead, but it's a lead that SAGU can cut into today. Let's go through what SAGU's done.
Absolutely, and this game, we talked about a pregame. This game, it seems to be much more important for SAGU in terms of a win or a loss, because with a win, SAGU puts themselves right there on track for the conference championship. With a loss, I don't know if there's many games left for them to try to get their way to at the top of the division. But so far this season, SAGU, I don't want to say it's a miracle season, but it's been a great season so far for SAGU. After last year coming off an 0-10 season, they seem to have found their stride. They found themselves a quarterback who we'll get to here in a little bit, but they have got a roster that just, it works. They put up numbers, they come out of games with the win, and quite possibly what could be the biggest win in SAGU history. I don't know, that may be a little bit much, but the first time ever, 2 weeks ago, a victory against the Langston Lions on the road against Langston. Tim, walk us through a little bit about what we saw against the Lions, the other Lions from up there in Oklahoma.
Well, you see your stats on the screen there for that game. SAGU just controlled the entire game. They controlled it on offense and defense, led the entire way. It was a wire-to-wire win for SAGU against a team that they have been victimized against forever. It's been on the cusp of beating them over and over and over, and they finally pulled off the win, and that has them now in this position that they could make a first-time run at a conference championship.
I think victimized is the right word to use when it comes to the Langston and SAGU rivalry. Not that you can call it a rivalry, because like we said, the first time in school history SAGU has beaten Langston, and it was strongly on the backs of good quarterback play by Jordan Barlow, who, again, we'll get into him here a little bit later on in pregame here, but 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. The kid's a stud. He's had a good season so far, but huge win against the Langston Lions. Again, first time in school history, but let's go to today's game against the Firestorm. Let's talk talk about SAGU's keys to the game and what they have to win. Now, first off, they're the home team. They're coming into Waxahachie. There you see, keep the offense balanced. They've had a very balanced offense this year. Jordan Barlow has been great at the quarterback position, but they've also had a strong rushing attack. Now, these numbers may look low, but it's only been 4 games, right? It's not like they've got 9 games to go off of here. So the numbers may seem a little bit low, but SAGU's offense has been extremely balanced, and they found that rhythm that seems to be working for them. And on the other side of the ball, now we're going to talk about him later on in the show, but John Cole, a receiver for Arizona Christian, is just an absolute video game-esque wide receiver. He's got 20 yards a catch and 133 yards a game. The dude is incredible. And you mentioned earlier, we saw him in SAGU's last home game, which was also against Arizona Christian, looking to kind of get a little bit of revenge, losing that game back about 5 months ago now. Here in March, we'll see what they do. And then, of course, Arizona Christian's best offense is their offense. That's their best weapon. SAGU's got to keep their offense on the field in order to keep Arizona Christian's offense off the field. Now, SAGU converts third downs at about 50%, which is significantly better than Arizona Christian, who comes in about 33% on the season. So look for SAGU to play a little bit of maybe clock management today in this game against the Firestorm. But on the other side, on the flip side, the Firestorm, Tim, walk us through what you think they have to do today to come out with their second victory in a row against SAGU.
Well, first of all, they need to win first and second down. You mentioned those third down numbers a minute ago. SAGU very good at almost 50%, but Arizona Christian's defense has been great all year long. They're only allowing about a 31% conversion rate on third down, and they're best in the NAIA at 16.7% on fourth down. You do that by putting people in third and mid, third and long situations. So SAGU, it's important for SAGU to try to win first and second down. If Arizona Christian can keep it in 3rd and 8, 3rd and 10 spots, they'll win this game. Second, they need to keep the flags off the field. They average around 73 penalty yards a game. That puts them up towards the top of the NAIA. Now, SAGU is not particularly adept at drawing penalties. SAGU only draws around 50 yards with the penalties a game, which puts them towards the bottom of being able to accept penalties. So it's important to keep it clean. In a game, we're going to have a lot of yards on both sides of the ball. Yep. Anytime you're giving somebody a free yard on defense, a free first down, that can just be devastating. Lastly, they need to rattle SAGU early, strike early, and force a different game plan from the Lions. SAGU, in their 4 games, has only trailed for around 4.5 minutes. And those 4.5 minutes were against this Firestorm back in October. Yep. They have led wire to wire in all of their wins. So I think it's very important for them to try to change things up for SAGU. They're still a very young team. They've had an offense that's clicked all year long, but if you can make them get out of that, get away from that balanced offense you talked about earlier of rushing and passing, and force them into an all-passing situation with a 14-0 deficit or something, that'll really alter what SAGU wants to do.
So we talked about the keys of the game. We're going to get into some of the players to watch. We're going to drill down a little bit here in just a minute. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this short commercial break right here on the SAGU Sports Network.
Is your church looking to build a new facility, purchase property, renovate your current building, or set up a capital campaign? The North Texas District Church Loan Fund can help. The NTD Church Loan Fund has helped over 200 Assembly of God churches in the state of Texas expand their ministries through loans and investments. We know this can be a challenging task, and we want to make it easier for you. Looking for investment options? Invest with a purpose. Investing with the NTD Church Loan Fund combines competitive rates and flexible terms with kingdom impact. Let's build the kingdom of God together. Visit churchloanfund.ag today.
Welcome back after that quick commercial break. So, Tim, before we get started on the players to watch, just want to give you a quick chance to go ahead and check us out on all of our social media. You see the YouTube feed down there. We're going to be featuring comments live all afternoon long. So if you'd like to get featured, maybe get your name on the screen, go ahead and give us a follow and go look into the SAGU Sports Network on YouTube. Now, as we get into some of the players to watch here in this matchup, let's start with Arizona Christian, the road team, the Firestorm, the conference leaders. Tim, walk us through some of the players to keep an eye out for today.
Well, each one of these guys has a 2-word descriptor. First up, Riley Tucker. He is your ball hawk. 6 interceptions on the year. He had some of those against SAGU back in October. Just a machine out there in the secondary, leading the NAIA with 6 total interceptions. In a game like this, in a game where SAGU lost last time because of 2 interceptions, that's what this can turn on, a stolen possession. So it's going to be key for him to just be out there, making those tackles, defending passes like he's so good at, but if he can take one away, add to that total, that NAIA leading total, that'll really help the Firestorm today. Second up, we hadn't mentioned him quite yet, but still on the defensive side of the ball, a war daddy, as they call him. Maurice Powell coming in with 7 sacks on the season. That is also number 6 in the NAIA for total sacks on the year. He has 34 solo tackles, 47 sack yards. That means his sacks are going for almost an average of 7 yards a sack. These aren't a quarterback running out of bounds 1 yard short of the line of scrimmage and counting that. These are devastating, drive-changing sacks. So it'll be key for him to put SAGU's offense, especially quarterback Jordan Barlow, on his heels, and he's the center of that. Last up, we mentioned him a moment ago, and this is just wide receiver 1. If you need a definition for wide receiver 1, it is John Cole. He's looking to go over 1,000 yards on the season today. 9 touchdowns. 3 of those came back to back in the fourth quarter against SAGU back in October. That was the nail in the coffin that put Arizona Christian over the top. His long is 68. He's averaging 133 yards per game. I mean, just a weapon, just a complete and total weapon. So look for the ball to be going to his hands a lot today.
Let's flip it back over to the SAGU side. And, of course, Tim, you and I have talked, of course, off broadcast. We talk a lot. And I could talk for hours about the quarterback position, right? It's just my favorite position in all of sports is the quarterback position, right? Jordan Barlow, senior for SAGU, wears number 8. You have your 2-word descriptors. I'm going to give you one for Jordan Barlow. Stud. The kid is an incredible quarterback, and SAGU has a legitimate leader under center on this team, and he truly is one of the core reasons, not the sole reason, of course, but he's one of the core reasons why they are in position to try to win this Sooner Athletic Conference. He's looking to go over 1,000 yards today. He's got a decent completion percentage, 2-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio. Now, of course, 3 of those came against Arizona Christian last time they played, so maybe a little bit inflated. Now, again, these numbers may seem a little bit low, but we are working off a limited season so far with only about 4 games to look at. But absolute stud, an incredible kid on the field as well as off the field. We've gotten to talk to him, and he's just a great character of the game. Now, talking about one of his favorite weapons on the field, now I'm going to go, you said wide receiver 1, I'm going to go home run hitter here for Jamal Long. You look at these numbers, and we were talking earlier, you said these are Randy Moss rookie numbers where he has 3 catches for 3 touchdowns. Almost half of his receptions go for touchdowns, almost 20 yards a catch for 4 touchdowns in Jamal Long. Look for him to get a couple of deep shots here today to try to keep Arizona Christian honest on the defensive side of the ball. He's a really fun receiver to watch. And then lastly, I'm going to flip over to the defensive side of the ball, and I love me some defense. We're going to talk about big Keandre Belcher. And when I looked at his stats in preparation to this game, they popped off the sheet to me because he leads the team in tackles. Anytime your defensive tackle leads your team in solo tackles as well as combined tackles, he is causing havoc at the point of attack on that offensive line and has been absolutely dominating the trenches. He's got 2 sacks, which is second on the team here for SAGU. He's had an absolutely incredible season so far for the Lions. And again, he's another one of these seniors who stepped up into a leadership role here for the Lions. So those are going to be my 3 players to watch here for SAGU. Either way, it's going to be a fun game to watch here between the Firestorm and the Lions. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back after a quick commercial break right here on the SAGU Sports Network.
The NAIA level is highly competitive. I know that a lot of NCAA schools will have opening round games with a lot of NAIA schools, and those are very close games a lot of times, and it's a highly competitive level, and it's been a great situation for me, and I think it's a great situation for a lot of my teammates and a lot of my peers.
Welcome back to the SAGU Sports Network as we are just minutes away here from the coin toss and kickoff. As we approach the opening festivities here, Tim, walk us through a little bit about this matchup. We've used the word revenge game here for the Lions as the last home game was a loss to Arizona Christian. But walk us through a little bit of your final thoughts here in preparation of today's game.
Yeah, I mean, as we've said the whole way along in this season, it's been such a untraditional season. You're playing football in March, but SAGU has done what they need to do to be in this position, and this is a game that has hung with them. And you only get to play 4 games with a process of 6 months, and it's all technically the same season. And you go back and, well, I'm sure we both rewatched, preparing for this game, that game last fall. It was a game SAGU should have won, and it was just literally 2 plays in the second half that derailed their chance. So that hangs around you, and you're looking, going, oh, we could be undefeated right now, But your one benefit is this is the conference game. That wasn't the conference game because of the way the schedule worked out. You can go and get that revenge, go and get that win on the same turf. It's funny. We've commentated 2 games this year now. It's the same matchup, same field, just 5 months apart. And you just have to give all credit, really, to the SAGU team, how they've kept going this year. Everyone's been in the same boat, but they've kept going, especially as they're coming off a 2019 in which they did not win a game. That you're rebuilding a team, and they've rebuilt a team in the process of all this that is now gunning for the top spot in the conference.
And it is going to be one to watch. As we said earlier, this game does feel, and not even just feels, but it is more important for SAGU to win this game than it is for Arizona Christian. Arizona Christian can lose this game and still have a shot at that Student Athletic Conference title. Well, SAGU, if they lose this game, I just don't think there's enough time in terms of amount of games left to make up the traction to try to get that Student Athletic Conference championship. So this game is of vast importance if you are a Student Athletic Conference football fan. This is, and I'm going to use one of your words here, Tim, because you use it a lot, the de facto championship game.
It really is. I mean, when you look at the standings, I think legitimately, it's tough to know when you have so many twists and turns. It's not a normal standing sheet, especially with so many different, 8 games played for Arizona Christian and just 4 for SAGU. But if Arizona Christian wins this game, SAGU, the best they can get to is 4-1. The worst Arizona Christian could then would be 5-1.
Yep.
And so right there, I believe they'd have the head-to-head.
Absolutely.
At that point, I believe there's no way SAGU could be the team to catch them. So if SAGU wants to win the conference, they have to win today, and a win would give them that head-to-head win in the conference side of things that would have them one notch ahead, especially obviously if they finish undefeated, they win the conference. So you didn't expect to see such a crucial game come March, but that's exactly where we are. This is, as you say, potentially the deciding factor when it comes down to who wins this conference between these two teams.
Absolutely. There we see a former SAGU student, CJ Celestino. SAGU about to romp on this team. And as we get ready for the coin toss at the middle of the field, we're going to send you live down to the opening ceremonies. Don't go anywhere. The Firestorm versus the Lions coming right at you next here on the SAGU Sports Network.
Zachary Johnson, Northwest Mississippi Community College, New Mississippi, wide receiver. Zachariah Johnson, Northwest Mississippi Community College, New Mississippi, wide receiver.
Keaton Dudick, Navarro College, China Spring, Texas, running back.
Jordan Barlow, Lindenwood University, Van Buren, Arkansas, quarterback.
Mike Mouton, Arkansas Baptist, Monroe, Louisiana, wide receiver.
Jamal Long, Hillsborough High School, Hillsborough, Texas, wide receiver.
Blaine Rowe, Maybank High School, Maybank, Texas, tight end.
Evan Greathouse, Katy High School, Katy, Texas, offensive line.
Antoine McDowell, Prairie River Community College, Starkville, Mississippi, offensive line.
Roger Williams, Bluefield College, Jackson, Mississippi, offensive line.
Hayden Evans, Santa Fe High School, Santa Fe, Texas, offensive line.
Donald Kinchin, Mississippi College, Hattiesburg, Mississippi, offensive line.
Quadarius Krigler, Southwest Mississippi Community College, Chula, Mississippi, running back.
Kieran Woodley, Cabrillo College, Aptos, California, kicker.
Aaron Corbett, Palmer High School, Palmer, Texas, long snapper.
Seth Green, Evangel Christian Academy, Shreveport, Louisiana, kicker.
Is your church looking to build a new facility, purchase property, renovate your current building, or set up a capital campaign? The North Texas District Church Loan Fund can help. The NTD Church Loan Fund has helped over 200 Assembly of God churches in the state of Texas expand their ministries through loans and investments. We know this can be a challenging task, and we want to make it easier for you. Looking for investment options? Invest with a purpose. Investing with the NTD Church Loan Fund combines competitive rates and flexible terms with kingdom impact. Let's build the kingdom of God together. Visit churchloanfund.ag today.
At the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad shores and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
There we have it. It looks like Arizona Christian will lead this game off by kicking off to the SAGU Lions. It looks like ACU deferred to the second half. Kicking off for the Firestorm will be Nestor Higuera. And then returning for SAGU looks to be Quadarius Krigler back there to return. And Adrian Rowell. Feels a little odd to be having a football game here in March, doesn't it?
I was just about to say, it's perfect baseball weather. You know, I'm expecting to hear the ping of a metal bat. But, I mean, I will take football any day of the – and we're actually pretty lucky. This is Texas. It's 72 right there you see on your screen. Late March, it could hit 100 for no reason at all. So, we are actually pretty lucky to have a nice 72-degree day here in Waxahachie. Nothing that we have to worry about 15-minute water breaks every once in a while.
As we set off for the kickoff here, we got something that mimics our pregame predictions from James. J. Cole about to put up numbers, and it wouldn't be surprising. That's what he does. As you said, wide receiver 1, and he is every bit of that wide receiver 1.
I think right now we're just waiting. Looking at the scoreboard down there, we're still at zeros on the scoreboard. We need to get that 15 up there.
That is the delay that we are experiencing.
You can't blame the scoreboard. It hasn't put a football thing up in 3 months. That scoreboard's built for soccer right now. You see the soccer nets on both sides. We've got track and field material on the field. Like this field's like I thought I had 9 months off. What are you guys doing back in here playing football?
Looks like they are manually typing in. And there you see the top 15 in the NAIA. We were talking about Sooner Athletic Conference earlier. Looks like we are going to try to get the feed between Baker and Kansas Wesleyan today. That's one of the games to watch here across the nation in the NAIA. But there you go, Morningside at 8-0. They're a perennial powerhouse. And they got Grandview, Lindsey Wilson, Kaiser, Concordia. A lot of the hometown names that are always at the top of the list in the NAIA. Not any different this season. But one of our friendly rivalry schools, Southeastern, sitting at number 13. And we are underway as the kick is off, and it is fielded up by the up man around the 14-yard line. He's going to cut it back up in the middle. He's got a little bit of a crease, takes it past the 30, down at around the 34-yard line. And that's where SAGU will start this game. That was indeed Quadarius Krigler on the return.
Yep, so we will get our first look of 2021 here in Waxahachie at this. You want to say new look SAGU offense? It's been out there for a while. We just haven't been able to see it very often.
And there you see Jordan Barlow wearing number 8. Playing quarterback today for the SAGU Lions has been a breath of fresh air for this offense. Looks like he's going to have Keaton Dudick in the backfield with him.
I was kidding a moment ago about the scoreboard being set for soccer, but it actually counted up from 15 to 15:08 here in the stadium during the kickoff. That's why we have another delay.
So it went the wrong way. It went.
So I mean, you do count up in soccer for people. You know, that's your sports fact of the day. You start at 0 and you go to 90. So I think we may legitimately have a soccer scoreboard right now. So we may be going handheld timer.
That can happen. It's not ideal, but that can happen. We can have the officials keep the time, and it looks like they're going to at least start doing that here so we can get underway here.
Yep. Well, we will have our best estimate on our scoreboard here at SAGU Sports Network.
Barlow comes out 2 out wide to his left, 1 to his right, sends a man in motion. And he's got 3 outside to his left. He's going to drop back to pass, pumps. He runs out to his right. He's got time to throw, dumps it outside to Dudek, and he makes a nice diving catch. He bobbled it and had to kind of get it back in, but he makes the catch and gains about 3.
Yeah, Dudek's going to do a good job here of just staying in the flat. That was a little bit more on target. He probably was able to stay up and pick up an extra 3 or 4 yards.
And we've seen him be really, really good in the open field, so that could have been very dangerous for the Firestorm. Lining up in the pistol now. Dudek behind him, 3 out wide to the right. SAGU going a little no-huddle offense here. I like that. Sends a man in motion. He hands it off to Dudek. Dudek up the middle. Has got enough for the first down. And that is the first down of the day for SAGU as they move the chains.
And it's going to be this hole right up here in front, laying the crucial block there, number 66, Evan Greathouse. He's going to lay the final block to really open up that gap for Dudek to get through for a nice gain and a first down.
Keaton Dudek, a junior running back out of China Spring, Texas. Barlow sends another man in motion. He fakes a handoff. He keeps it, pitches it out wide. He's got a man, trying to get around the sideline. He pitched it out to his option. That is Mouton. And he gets, we'll call it 7.
And it's just a factor of how long can you hold on to the ball. He sees, as you talk about, he just has a very good awareness of the game. He knows exactly when to unleash it and exactly when to make his move.
We may have to get an exact science on that play. It looked like he may have pitched that forward, which would count as a pass. It kind of lined up a little bit weird. It was meant to, I think, be an option play, but Mouton may have been a little bit in front of Barlow there. But second is short, hands it off to Dudek. Dudek makes a man miss, bounces it outside. Can he make the outside man miss? He cannot. That is an incredible tackle by that defensive back on the outside on an island. Dion Horton making that tackle. Dudek had a lot of room to run.
Yeah, no, that was absolutely, and it was a well-drawn-up play. You have the motion there with Mouton going to the left to draw people over. But waiting on an official ruling here, as we do think we have some clock working now.
I think that, yeah, there was just a stoppage in the clock, I believe, which warranted the whistle.
So yeah, Dion Horton was the one to make the play, though. Did not bite on the motion.
It's a great tackle by Horton on the outside. Looks like we got the clock situated here. We are now a minute into play. SAGU looking at a 3rd and short. Going to hand it off to Dudek. Dudek lowers his shoulder. I don't know if he's got enough. It looks like they will give him the first down with forward progress. I don't know. They just moved it back a little bit, that line judge.
The initial spot appeared to be a first down. Looks like, yeah, they're going to give it to him. Yeah, that's just one of those lower your shoulder and power forward until you get the first down.
And you mentioned that Arizona Christian does a good job of keeping teams in 3rd and 8, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8. But there, SAGU on 3rd and 2, pick up the first down. 1st and 10 here for the Lions. 3 out wide to the left here for Barlow. Sends Dudek in motion. Barlow back to pass. He steps up in the pocket. The poise down the sidelines. Got a man wide open. He's got him on the sideline, and that will be a touchdown. SAGU Zachariah Johnson, down the sideline. Touchdown, Lions. What a brilliantly drawn up play there.
Yeah, this is going to be completely busted coverage. Both corners on the end just let him get by. They were focused on the potential screen pass coming out of the backfield to Dudek. And because of that, Johnson just waltzes in. The moment that left Jordan Barlow's hands, it was a touchdown. His only job there was not overthrowing it, because there was no one within 20 yards of Johnson. And so SAGU comes right out of the gate.
And we get a flag on the point after attempt. It will be Kieran Woodley on for the point after. Zachariah Johnson, of course, a junior wide receiver from Newton, Mississippi, one of a twin set on the team. His brother Zachary Johnson wears number 1. So we got to keep an eye out for that. They like to make our job hard.
Wonder if they ever used to make coaches' jobs hard.
You have to. You have to.
At least once. At least once you gotta swap on the field without the coach noticing.
The delay of game penalty against Arizona Christian. Interesting.
Probably attempting to make contact with the ball a little bit. This, throw off the snap. So it'll result in all of 1 yard forward.
So here is Kieran Woodley on for the point after the touchdown pass from Barlow to Zachariah Johnson. Woodley, the kick is up and it is good, and SAGU will take a 7-0 lead here early against the Firestorm, and that offense moved pretty well there.
And you watch it again here. You see number 6, and there's a guy to his right, completely frozen up.
They need to cut it on.
This is miscommunication because right there you have Stefan Peter
set the game clock
frozen to, and there's another guy to the right. So one of these guys is supposed to get on Johnson, but they're both focused on Dudek underneath. And here comes Johnson appearing into your bottom left of the screen, and nobody even close to him. Right there is the closest it came, and that's a good 10 yards. So, that is just a little bit of miscommunication in that secondary. 2 guys focused on the underneath passes instead of one going with his man.
We see Landon Moore. This game will be won in the trenches, and SAGU is deep on both sides. They absolutely are loaded on both the offensive and defensive line. And they definitely look like they may have the advantage in the trenches here early. We'll wait to see what happens when the Firestorm come out on offense. But so far, SAGU done a good job on the offensive side. As we prepare for the kickoff here, it will be Woodley. That's a good kick, and it will go into the end zone over the head of Willie Cleveland.
Now coming out for the Firestorm will be their starting quarterback, Shea Morales. We did not see him last fall.
We did not.
He's the one who stepped in now, and he has led them to this 4-0 start in the spring. So a whole new quarterback for SAGU to have to go up against. So they don't have the advantage of having already played him once.
So here is Morales. Sends a man in motion. And he is back to pass. He's facing immediate pressure. It was a screen. It was dropped by his running back. It looked like he had it lined up perfectly to Cole Davis.
And that's Noah Gibson, who just shot the gap right through the middle. Yeah, not a bit of time. Morales just had to get rid of that one or risk taking a first down sack.
2nd and 10 here for the Firestorm.
Gibson lined up just to the right of Keandre Belcher, and you wonder if there's a little bit of double team action going on.
You have to.
Too much dot on Belcher, and that opens the gap for guys like Gibson to get through.
You have to. Belcher's having a ridiculous season. They hand it off here to Davis, and Davis is stopped but then falls forward for a good carry there on second down rather. He picks up 6. It's going to make 3rd and very manageable here.
Yep, that time they did get the blockers on. You always like seeing that falling forward. Most of these guys are tall enough that they can fall forward. They get the extra 2 yards. That's the difference between a 3rd and 6 and 7 and a 3rd and manageable.
Back to pass. Morales going down the sideline. It's knocked away. Great play there on 3rd down by the SAGU defensive back, Kevion Davis.
And that is excellent from Davis, because if that gets into Trent Olson's hands, that's a touchdown.
He's running for days.
It was a little bit underthrown. That let Davis make the play on it, but when you make a swipe at the ball in the air, if you miss it, this is absolutely a touchdown-saving breakup. So very manageable for him to make, but if he had missed it, this is a tie ball game.
Sean Bailey back to punt, and keep your eyes out here. Jalen Moss back to return here for SAGU, and he is electric in the return game, as well as being a really, really good starting safety as well. He is fun to watch on the return game. He's just going to let this one bounce, and it's going to take a SAGU bounce. It kind of goes directly to the left.
Neutral bounce. I don't think it changed one. It landed at the 31, and I guess it ended up going out to 30 there. So
if it doesn't go further, it's a SAGU bounce for sure. So they're going to get the ball here at the 30-yard line. A good 3-and-out stop there by the SAGU defense.
Yep, pressure. You wanted the trenches, like you said, getting pressure on the quarterback first down, and then an excellent one-on-one secondary play to get that 3-and-out. And now SAGU with a chance to build a lead early, something that they've gotten very good at this season.
Yes, absolutely. You said we mentioned as we were talking before the game, they've only trailed, what was it, like 4 minutes?
4 minutes. They trailed for about a minute in the third quarter against Arizona Christian, and then unfortunately the last 3 minutes of the game against Arizona Christian, which led to the loss.
They've been very good at controlling a game. Here's a handoff here, cuts it up back towards the middle, and he gets brought down. That was Zarius Keys. He's going to have a gain of about 4 yards there on first down.
There's some running backs that just make the field feel wider, and Dudek is so good at that because he has such a good cutback ability. A lot of these guys, when their momentum's taken them that far left, as a defender, you can almost forget about the left side. You can just got kids keep going to the right. Dudek is so good and so smart about finding that gap and cutting back into it. Yet he just makes the field feel a little bit wider than it is, and that's frustrating. That's actually Keys running there, but that's frustrating as a defense.
Going to fake the handoff. He's going to keep it himself. Barlow can run a little bit, lowers the shoulder, and he gets brought down after a gain of, we'll call it a gain of about 4, making it 3rd and 2 here. And this is what you mentioned. SAGU's got to keep it in 3rd and short if they do get to 3rd down. 3rd and short is what they want to be facing here against this Firestorm defense.
And that's how you become 50% on 3rd downs.
Yep.
You don't get 50% by facing 3rd and 8s all the time. You have to win those first 2 downs to some degree, and that's Arizona Christian so good. They don't get in these short situations. So big down here.
Barlow hands it off to Keys. Keys is stopped up front, and Arizona Christian gets a stop on 3rd down as Keys went nowhere. So now it's going to be 4th and they're calling it 1, but it's going to be 4th and 2, and they will bring out the punting unit. So back-to-back 3-and-outs here for the respective defenses.
And that's Maurice Powell breaking into the backfield and getting that initial hand on the running back, just not allowing any sort of momentum. If you get any sort of momentum on a 3rd and 2 situation, you're probably picking up the first down, but he broke that momentum up.
Seth Green back to punt here for SAGU. He gets it off. He was facing heavy pressure. It's going to bounce and take a good SAGU bounce. And SAGU's very fortunate that wasn't blocked as Seth Green faced immediate pressure right in his face.
And the ball dribbled in on the snap, so he had to corral it and then find a way to get the punt off with somebody directly in his face. That could have been much, much worse. And instead, with the roll, you see there, he just rolls to his right.
Dropped it again,
If Arizona had more of a pressure, that almost certainly would have been blocked, but instead gets enough of a bounce afterwards to set up Arizona Christian inside their 20.
All in all, that's a really good punt by Seth Green. Pinning Arizona Christian back inside their own 20. They start this drive at the 19. Morales with 3 to his left. He's going to turn around and hand it off, and there is nothing there as the SAGU defensive line shut that down very quickly for a loss of 2.
Yeah, they were not biting that. Morales is trying to sell that he has the ball here. Nobody was buying it. Ran to his own man initially. That held him up. And then probably coming in to get the full credit for the tackle was Christian Allen. Sorry, not Christian Allen. Number 16.
Back to pass here is Morales. He rolls out to his right. He's looking to go deep. He doesn't get rid of it, and he gets brought down. And he got brought down ugly out of bounds there. And there is a flag that comes out. I think they're going to get SAGU for a horse collar here. He did get brought down from behind. We'll see what the call is on the field.
That's Christopher Hall who's going to make the sack.
Yep.
And it will be a horse collar. And that's unfortunate because he already had him out of bounds. And
that's the right call.
Yeah.
He got him up on the shoulder pads. That's a tough break for SAGU because they had Arizona Christian in 3rd and a very long.
Yeah, and it was one of those situations where he didn't have to do it for the set. I mean, he's already taken him out of bounds, but he's trying to hang on to the back of the jersey there. And, you know, really the focus of that rule isn't even necessarily how hard you yank or how deep inside the pads you get. It's to prevent that roll-up. And you saw that roll-up happen. You want to prevent that as much as you can. So a huge penalty there. As you said, that was going to be probably a 3rd and 16, 17
Roughly,
coming
yeah.
up.
Yeah.
And instead, it is a fresh set of downs.
1st and 10 here for the Firestorm as they reset the chains, and Arizona Christian now with a little bit of momentum here on offense after the drive started off very poorly.
Yep. Now that was one of those you just need to give a nice shove to finish the play off.
Yep, and then they run it on 1st down, and it is shut down very quickly. Drake Rodriguez, a household name here for SAGU, and if you don't know his name, you know the hair.
But to say, it's good, because sometimes if you can't see a guy's number, you don't know who he is. If you can't see his number, you know it's Drake Rodriguez.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you're fine.
Makes it 2nd and 10 here for SAGU. Back to pass is Morales. He pumps, rolls out to his right. He steps up. He's going to take it and run. He slides after a gain of, we'll call it 2 there for Morales. The SAGU secondary doing a really good job of locking everything down and giving Morales nowhere to throw.
Yeah, even on the penalty a second ago, he was rolling out looking for anywhere to get rid of the ball. And right here, he's looking, locked down. You got good linebackers underneath, making sure to follow up and not let him get a big gain on that. Brings up a 3rd and 8.
The SAGU defense is the real deal. 3rd and 8, 3rd and long. Here's Morales. He's back to pass, deep drop. Rodriguez rushes, gets a hands on him. He throws it away. It's picked off. SAGU with an incredible interception on the sidelines. Oh my goodness, what a pick that was. Zachary Nelson. Wow, what an interception.
Zachary Nelson is going down
early on the field with the interception.
This is an ill-advised pass.
1st down,
SAGU. Essentially triple coverage, but even so, Nelson has to come running back towards the sideline, adjust his body, and just have it land right in his arms.
I thought it was just a throwaway by Morales, and I think he was intending it to be a throwaway, trying to just get it out of bounds, but the pressure by Rodriguez, wow, what an interception. Whoa, wow. So SAGU is set up nicely
right,
here.
Morales he isn't even looking. He's trying to get the ball out of bounds, but he had a bad twist on his body. That made the ball not go as far. But Nelson having to completely adjust his body in the air to get that ball into his hands. He hands his offense excellent field position with the 1st turnover of the day.
Here is Barlow starting off this drive in Arizona Christian territory. He's going to hand it off to Dudick. Dudick tries to cut it outside. He just cuts it back up inside and gets 9 yards there on 1st down. Good carry there for Dudick rather. Keaton Dudick on 1st down.
If he gets that initial hole, you can almost guarantee a 6 or 7 yard gain.
2nd down.
And a good kind of trap block situation, giving him the edge to cut through, and he gets his daylight and puts SAGU in very good position.
4 wide here for Barlow, pistol formation, 2nd and 1. Barlow hands it off, and Dudick tries to make a man miss, try to duck underneath it, but he's going to get brought down for a loss of, they're going to say a loss of 2, making it 3rd and 4.
Yeah, it all comes down to right off the and breaking through immediately right there, untouched essentially, was Deontay Dean.
Make it 3rd and 3 rather.
He came untouched around the left corner, and Dudick had simply nowhere to look.
Empty set here for Barlow. He's got 4 out wide to his left with Dudick stacked in the middle.
Watch that screen to the left.
They get movement up front, and that will be a 1st down for SAGU. Assuming it's an offside, assuming there's no movement up front. And it will be offsides. They got
quarterback, 5-yard penalty.
Looks like Naheem Hoxie to jump. That's just a good design there. The hard count, get him to get across the line and pick up an easy 1st down.
I'd say 3 yards out. The 5-yard penalty is about all you want in that situation. You were looking for 5 yards anyways. And yeah, going up to the line, kind of having a non-traditional look there, no setbacks, making Arizona Christian feel like they have to get in the backfield quickly with a screen pass probably coming. Excellent job getting the 1st down.
Here's Barlow. Barlow hands it off. Here's Dudick. Dudick cuts it out to the right. He's going to get brought down after a gain, let's call it 3 on 1st down, making it 2nd and 7.
And it's just feast or famine right now for Arizona Christian. Either they get in the backfield immediately, or there's a hole 8 yards wide for Dudick to run through for an easy 3 yards. So there's been no muddled battles so far. It's either been straight up won by the defense or straight up won by the offensive line.
Barlow sends a man in motion. They're going to run this option again. Barlow keeps it. Oh, he throws it with his left hand. It's up in the air and almost coming down with it. That's going to be a fumble. And who has it? Arizona Christian has it, and that play was just blown up from the start. Coach Smith is pleading his case that it was a pass. I don't know. It's going to be tough here. We don't have reviews.
I'm pretty sure that's a backwards pass now. It's tipped and it goes up into the air, so that's going to make it – the ball might have gone forward after the tip. We'll see what they rule, because I don't think it matters.
No, it doesn't matter. If it's tipped and it's backwards, it's still going to be fumbled.
Yeah,
but
and they are ruling it Arizona Christian ball, so kind of a botched play there. Arizona Christian is going to hang out to the far left there, keep everybody in control to where Barlow had nowhere to look.
And here you see it again.
He's throwing it at about the 28.
That is definitely backwards.
Definitely backwards.
Yeah.
And now the tip is going to launch it straight up in the air.
And it's still a fumble at that point.
Yeah, at that point it's a fumble. It's a loose ball. It's the same thing as fumbling. As soon as it leaves your hands backwards, it's a fumble.
Yep.
So back-to-back turnovers now. SAGU, that's a big one. You're about to go and probably get at least some points, get 3 on the board.
That's a big turnover there for the Firestorm. Coming off throwing an interception, they're going to hand it off here. He kind of backs his way up for, we'll call it 4 yards there on first down. That was Cole Davis.
And that's sort of the first traction they've gotten on the ground so far today, even picking up just a smooth 4 or 5 there.
Morales back to pass, quick hitter, brought down immediately by Jalen Moss. It's going to be a gain of 3. It's going to make it 3rd and 2.
Moss is so quick to the attack there. Not even time to turn around. Just a good job to hang on to the ball to get any yards. Jalen Moss, he knows how to get in on a play. One of the best pass defenders in the NAIA, ranked in the top 10 for number of passes defended in the game.
3rd and 2. Here comes the Firestorm. They're going to hand it off. And Davis lowers the shoulder. And it looks like he's got enough for the first down. So SAGU does a good job of getting the stop initially, but a better job by Cole Davis to lower the shoulder and fall forward.
Yeah, that's an old-fashioned exactly 10 yards first down there. 5 on first, 2 on second, 3 on third. You're not extremely happy about any of the 3 plays, but all together they give you a first down.
And we got a flag here. SAGU jumped off sides. Joseph Chavez got caught jumping there.
Fish number 99, 5-yard penalty.
I think they said it was Belcher, but it looked like both of them may have jumped there. Jumped offside. So it's going to be 1st and 5 here for the Firestorm.
They'll take every bit of it. We mentioned earlier about how penalties could be a big part of this game already. Both teams gave the opposing offense 3 first downs during the last drives. They end up cleaning it up by both forcing turnovers. But giving a team like this a free 5 almost feels like you're giving it a free first down.
Morales dumps it out to his man coming out of the backfield, and he falls forward for the first down. And you saw him frustrated with himself, because if he breaks that tackle, he's got a lot of green grass in front of him. But Jalen Moss, good job in the open field, gets just enough.
Yeah, Cole Davis, he gets tripped up. There was another SAGU player there, but there were some blockers. So, yeah, if he'd have made a move or two, that could have gone at least a little bit longer. We're talking 10 or 15 yards, maybe a lot more.
1st and 10 here for the Firestorm. Back to pass, Morales fakes it, steps up, and he's going to get brought down. Who else but Drake Rodriguez, collapsing the pocket and coming down with a sack. It's going to be a short sack here, make it 2nd and 12, but still a negative play for the SAGU defense.
The initial pressure coming from Noah Gibson. We saw him on the first play of the game on defense. So essentially 2 guys breaking through. That causes the entire line to collapse. Collect a nice 2-yard sack on first down.
2nd and 12. Here's Morales. He's going to swing it out to his man in the backfield. He drops it, and it will be incomplete. Makes it 3rd and 12. Big hit there by the SAGU defensive back, Isaac Gowdy.
This was another one that was almost, that's almost straight across the line. Unable to haul it in, brings up a 3rd and long. But, yeah, that was almost a backwards pass itself.
Very close.
We've already seen a couple of those in this game. With SAGU having 1 turnover, there's been a couple situations of near backwards passes.
Now 3rd down.
3rd and 12 here for the Firestorm. This is the situation that SAGU wants here. Pin their ears back, rush the quarterback, and let your outstanding secondary lock things down on the outside.
And they are showing heavy blitz.
They get the pressure, but Morales ducks through it. He's going to take off and run, but be driven out of bounds. That will be 4th down. SAGU pleading for a holding call, but regardless, it will be 4th down, and the punting unit will come out here for Arizona Christian.
Morales does a good job of escaping here, but nice pressure down the field. You see hustling to your screen there, Dalton Spencer, to make sure Morales is not going to find that corner. He sticks the ball out, but well short of the 1st down, 8 yards short. So a good defensive hold by SAGU again after a tough turnover. A couple of 1st downs for Arizona Christian, but right around midfield, they will have to send out the punting unit.
SAGU's defense has been very, very strong to start this game. Here's Bailey to punt. He gets it off. Jalen Moss, he's going to try to – oh, he did call a fair catch. He called for that early. I was looking at the punt in the air in the hang time. I missed a fair catch signal. But
and he's even shaking his head. He's going, they never got as close as I thought they were going to get. I should have taken this.
Absolutely had some room. There you see the breakdown so far of where we're at here in the first quarter. SAGU 1 for 2 on 3rd down, 0 for 2 for the Firestorm on 3rd down, and that has resulted in 2 punts, 1 turnover each. SAGU with significantly more yardage, and there you see that the SAGU defense has been very good, very, very good to start this game.
I mean, only 22 total yards through 3 drives for Arizona Christian, 15 yards off a penalty. 20 total yards of penalties, I guess. So the defense has just been completely solid. 22 yards and a takeaway throughout the first quarter for them so far.
Here's Barlow, rolls out to the left, gets it out for the quick hitter, looking for room. They're cutting back across the field, and this is where you get into some backyard football stuff, and he's got a lot of room to run. Cuts it to the outside, cuts it to the sideline. That is Zachary Johnson, who ran about 50 yards to get 10.
So his brother gets an easy, no one near him touchdown. Then Zachary Johnson has to run just as far, with all 11 Firestorm getting a chance to tackle him at least twice.
9 yards on the 1st down grab. Those plays are always exciting. You always kind of hold your breath. Either way, if you're a fan of either team, you kind of hold your breath to see what's going to happen.
Because, it felt for a moment that might, as soon as he turned back, it's like, okay, is he going 60? Is he losing 15? like we are officially in coin flip territory of, is this going to be a disaster or a game-changing play?
2nd and 1 here for SAGU. 3 out wide to the right. Dudek in the backfield. Barlow fakes it. He's back to pass. Takes a shot deep to the sideline. It's brought in, but out of bounds. That's a really good job to adjust to the ball by Jamal Long. Couldn't quite get the foot down in bounds. And there you see why Barlow likes him, because the way he controlled his body there.
Excellent job. And he's going to be jostling with Mitchell Jackson the whole way down here. Jackson does just a good enough job to make sure, of course, the ball was a little bit off target. Had it been in there, he's able to drag that foot.
I like that call, 2nd and 1, though.
Yeah.
Take a deep shot to your home run hitter, absolutely.
Yeah, I feel like you trust your running backs to be able to get this yard here, although they're showing 4 wide receivers.
3rd and 1. Dudek in the backfield in the pistol. Barlow fakes. Now he's running for his life. He just floats it out there. Has Johnson. Johnson was open. That may have been a throwaway by Barlow, but Johnson had a little bit of space behind his defender.
Yeah, he was definitely one of the options.
He might have tried to get it to him and just kind of floated it a little bit.
I think it just came out of his hands. So after a good 1st down play, the drive's going to stall out for SAGU. And they'll have to send the punting unit out again. Yeah, that was just one of those, trying to catch him off guard. You really hope they all kind of zone in on the play action there. But Arizona Christian stayed home enough that Barlow didn't have an immediate choice to go to.
Here's Green's punt. This time it fielded significantly more cleanly. And now we get to see John Cole, his first opportunity here. There is a flag that comes out. I don't know if they threw the flag on the hit. It looked like there may have been a shot to the head.
SAGU was calling for a penalty. 9 times out of 10, these are going to be a holding or a block in the back on a punt. We will have a discussion, however. If it were spot of the field we're pointing at is indicating that it's going to be a hold.
There was kind of a big hit there in the scrum, and I thought maybe they'd get like a helmet-to-helmet contact call, but we'll see here.
Going to return.
Yep.
Will be a block in the back. Yeah, a little bit of contact there on the return, but probably nothing truly justifying a penalty. So,
and that's definitely fortunate for the Lions, because Arizona Christian was looking to set up on the 40-yard line, so that'll take them all the way back to the 30, which is better. It's your better field position for the Lions defense.
That's a big difference right there. Thank you, Corey. Thank you, everybody, reaching out to us, posting comments. Like I said, you can do that. Hit us up on Twitter at SAGU Sports Net. Hop in the chat, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube. Let us know what you think. Give us your thoughts on the game.
That is high praise. Thank you so much.
Add some intelligence to the conversation in the room here. I mean, come on, help us out.
1st and 10 here for the Firestorm. Morales, he's back to throw. Gets it across the middle. Here's John Cole, and he's wrapped up immediately. Of course, he's going to get forward progress, and that's going to be a gain of, we'll call it 5 on 1st down.
Cole's first catch of the game.
They've done a good job of containing him.
Yep. I mean, obviously, just the second completions thus far for Morales. And
we've seen him dump one off in the backfield, out of the backfield, and then he finally found John Cole.
Yeah, and even that one just 5 yards down the field, a guy who averages, as we said, close to 15, 16 yards a catch. So if you can keep the game in front of you with receivers like Cole on the field, that's exactly what you want as a defense.
They're going to hand it off here to Davis. Davis brought down quickly. There is a flag on the play. At a gain of 2 as it stands right now. He's brought down by Rodriguez.
Far in there, that's usually from that official either going to result in lining up off sides or perhaps an illegal formation on the offense. It's either one or the other, and they'll discuss it.
And he's going over to Coach Smith, so it looks like it's going to go against the Firestorm. He wants to know if he's going to accept it. I mean, if it's going to be 5 yards, I'd set them up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, I would too in this situation. 2nd, 10, 3rd,
Illegal shift. Offense. Number 50.
Those side judges, they're the nitpickers. They're
second down
before the game. Where's that pinky? Is it across the line?
As a receiver, you've got to go down a checklist every time just to line up with those line judges.
It really is. These guys, it's like they're trying to take off a plane at DFW. It's go through each individual thing, and it's just going to be that illegal motion, just not quite being set. Number 4 right there, not quite set.
Here is Morales. He's back to pass. He's running out to his right, looking to throw it downfield. He just gets rid of it and dumps it into the SAGU sideline.
And John Cole showing some frustration after the play there. He can kind of feel it. The entire first quarter almost gone here. He's only had 1 catch, and he's asking for the ball right there. He's saying, throw it my way, throw it my way. Receivers are always sure that. They're always sure.
Yep. That you have to be, though.
If you just heave it up, I'll get it. You just throw it anywhere on this field, I will get to it and take it to the house. John Cole may not be lying, though. He
warrants the confidence. And they complete it across the middle. That's going to be enough for a 1st down as he falls forward down at the 45, as that will be the final play of the first quarter as SAGU goes into the second quarter up 7
of the first quarter.
And the Firestorm coming off a fresh set of downs here on the completion.
That is a big play to end the quarter on. You've had no offensive momentum at all. Finding Sid Turnbull-Frazier right there on a 3rd and 10, finally getting some open turf. So that is really the first excellent play on offense, and it was a big time for it.
We will be right back with the second quarter coming your way right here on the SAGU Sports Network.
Is your church looking to build a new facility, purchase property, renovate your current building, or set up a capital campaign? The North Texas District Church Loan Fund can help. The NTD Church Loan Fund has helped over 200 Assembly of God churches in the state of Texas expand their ministries through loans and investments. We know this can be a challenging task, and we want to make it easier for you. Looking for investment options? Invest with a purpose. Investing with the NTD Church Loan Fund combines competitive rates and flexible terms with kingdom impact. Let's build the kingdom of God together. Visit churchloanfund.ag today.
Good afternoon. We have a concession stand open and available for you. And the hard workers today are from the women's basketball team. So we want you to go out and support them and get some delicious food. And that's available for you this game.
Statistics in general. Walk us through that first quarter. We during that break we just said a lot of punting between both these teams.
A lot of punting and a turnover apiece. As you mentioned, the Firestorm only 42 total yards in the first quarter, but 11 of those coming on the last play. And so that essentially triples, or bumps up by a whole quarter the amount of yards they had gained. And that was a big play. SAGU sitting there at 92 total yards. Not a lot. And most of those coming off of, or at least half of those coming off of one big pass play for the touchdown. SAGU leading 7-0 as we are underway here on 1st down. Whoa.
Interesting play there on 1st down as Davis gets upended.
Go for a ride, Cole Davis. I always feel like I'd be too dizzy. Never mind the fact that I wouldn't want to walk for a week after that hit. I'd be too dizzy after doing it. I can't ride those rides at Six Flags that flip me like that.
Oh, you're getting old, Ted. It's going to be 2nd and 7 here. Back to passes Morales. He's going to get it out to the flat. He's got his man. He's got enough for the first down. Completed it to Tariq Culpepper. Now the Firestorm offense is starting to get a little momentum here. Maybe they just had to shake off that long bus ride.
And that kind of play at the end of the first quarter is the kind of thing that can totally shake the cobwebs out of your head. You finally get that bit of success, and it forces the defense to maybe change their tactics a little bit. They've seen something go wrong, and they're hitting a number of different receivers as well.
Morales back to pass. Has plenty of time to throw. He's going to roll out now. Has a man in the flat, and he's got John Cole. John Cole gets enough for the first down, lowers his shoulder, but he's brought down in the open field, but not before he gets about 15 on first down.
He had his choice between Cole or Culpepper.
Yes, he did.
Culpepper was wide open at the center of the field right here. You'll see him. He's just off your screen breaking open, and Cole is screaming for it, though. As far as the wiser choice, get it to his hands. He's going to make a couple of men miss and fight his way forward inside the 30-yard line. So, yeah, the Firestorm are now clicking after a quarter of dormancy. Morales is moving his team down the field.
Far and away their best drive of the day. Here's Morales. Looks to the man out of the backfield. He's actually going to lose a yard there on first down, depending on the spot, but it looks like he was pushed out of bounds. They're going to say he gained a net of 0, so it's going to be 2nd and 10.
Christopher Hall was the one with the pressure to force him out of bounds for no gain. It's exactly what you need as a defense at this point. Just slow this drive down. Have a positive play on your side. Oh, Sagu's out.
Sagu's caught in a substitution. It looks like they got set just in time. 2nd and 10. Here is Morales back to pass. He's going to throw a quick one out on the outside. Finds Cole. Cole throws a stiff arm. He's going to get driven out of bounds. But again, John Cole, you get the ball in his hands and he makes things happen.
Yeah, he's a receiver you want to target like that. Do whatever you can to get the ball there. Just a little quick hitch for 5 yards. The receiver, that's all he's going to get. Now, Cole has had to leave the field, though. Appears to be in some pain. You'll see him at the top of your screen there, just under the 1st and 10 marker. That is John Cole down on his knees, calling in for some assistance.
He is a physical wide receiver, so that's just the nature of the style that he plays with. He throws a lot of stiff arms and shoulders.
Oh, goodness.
They had him in the backfield, and he cuts back. There is a flag that comes in, but right now he's got the corner. Down past the 15. Makes a man miss down at the 10. Down at the 5. Makes another man miss. What a run. Oh, my goodness. I thought he was going out of bounds. As it stands right now, that's a touchdown for Aiden Quinn. Oh, my goodness, the move he put at the 5-yard line.
We will wait on this call.
Oh,
you're the Firestorm.
Goodness.
You will hope you do not gets erased, because that is an amazing run from Quinn.
Oh, wow.
Turning a 7-yard loss into a touchdown. And there's a lot of discussion here between these officials. This is a big call.
Oh, my goodness. That move he put at the 5-yard line gave me Reggie Bush USC vibes. Oh, my goodness. That was insane.
And they're going over to discuss with Arizona Christian. I can't imagine what there's to discuss on
that. It looks like it's going to be a touchdown. Is there a celebration happening on the Arizona Christian sideline? And, wow, that will be a play that Aiden Quinn wants to save on his computer, and a video file he's going to want to save for the rest of time, because this is absolutely disgusting what he does inside the 10-yard line.
And he's shredding Javon Milton, who had him dead to rights. And that final move he put on the last player in his way, Damaris Heron. I mean, just a complete run. Everything that you practice, he pulled off right there, and he finishes off an excellent Arizona Christian drive with a highlight reel touchdown, and we are tied up.
Save that play in your memory, folks. That was disgusting. Wow, what a run by Quinn. More importantly, he ties it up at 7 apiece.
I mean, you just can't. Only thing I wish, we got to get this in the budget. We need one of those overhead cameras, because I want to see it from that angle. Let's get a drone shot of that. I mean,
this move here.
Yeah, the final move, just the hop skip. I feel like Heron's arm went more through him. Like, there's no way his arm did not make contact with Aiden Quinn there. What an absolute touchdown run. What was going to bring up a 3rd and long situation had he been brought down. They could have stalled the drive out, especially when John Cole had just had to leave the field, just kind of hurt in some way. We'll see how what that factor is there. But what a game-changing play from Aiden Quinn, all on his own.
An incredible run, as we are now 7 apiece. And getting to kick it off from the 50 due to the penalty for SAGU.
Yeah, so there was a penalty of some. We never caught the call. We were too busy admiring the play. But obviously a 15-yard penalty on SAGU for some sort. That's why they went to the sideline to decide whether to put it on the extra point or the kickoff. So an easy touchback. And now SAGU's got to come out and find a response from that.
Wow.
Key thing is you don't need to come out and duplicate that.
No.
It's fine to have a sometimes it gets in your head, we need to go do that exact thing. We need to go have a similar thing. It's 7 points if it takes you 12 plays and you're punching in from the 1. So just resettle yourself and go regain where you've been on offense.
And you want to keep your defense on the sideline right now, because there's a lot of running involved on that drive. A lot of running. A lot of open fields and a lot of catch-up on long plays. So you want to keep your defense on the sideline, give them a rest. As we get a flag here, it's going to be a false start. So SAGU is going to start here at 1st and 15. But like you said, you don't need a home run here on the first play.
Yeah.
It's actually beneficial to go on a 10 to 11, 12 play drive.
As you mentioned, it's not 100 degrees, but it's also not, jumping a pile of leaves 52 degrees in October.
It's a little humid. It's a little humid.
Yep. So it's the kind of game that you want to be sure that your defense can keep their legs underneath them, stay hydrated. A nice clock-eating drive here, regardless of the outcome, would be very nice. And just for SAGU to kind of get back on track. Since their first touchdown, they've had 2 3-and-outs and then the fumble when they were deep in Arizona Christian territory. So they need to regain some of that early magic they had going.
The momentum is definitely on the Firestorm side as they hand it off to Dudek right here. He's got a lot of people in front of him. He's going to try to cut it back. And you said don't need to mimic it, but here's Dudek trying to find some open field. He's got the corner here. He's down past the 20, and a flag comes flying way in from the back judge. So this may all be for naught, but he just ran almost all the way across the field for a gain of 1 yard.
And that flag came late in the process.
Late, yep.
So you've had all this time this is a time where you're kind of going to have holding almost certainly. You have all this time where there wasn't any holding, and now you're more than likely.
You got Barlow trying to block 2 guys.
If that's the call, we'll see what the call is. I would not be happy with that call if they are going to flag Zachariah Johnson.
Back.
For
2. It's first down.
I didn't catch the number.
Didn't catch the number there, or what the penalty was officially.
It was blocking the back. He said blocking the back.
If it was on Zachariah Johnson, that I would after all that happened on that play, that probably wasn't a call you want to make necessarily, but that's where he threw the flag in that vicinity. You saw Zachariah Johnson kind of back-to-back a collision. So a big penalty, 2 penalties in a row, 1st and 25 for SAGU.
Nightmare scenario here for SAGU. They're just going to get it underneath. There's Zachary Johnson. He's brought down quickly. He's got a gain of 4, so make it 2nd and 21.
Yeah, this is just about, you talk about 3rd and man. It's just about getting back to 3rd and theoretical.
Yeah.
Just get back to a situation where a normal play in your playbook could even theoretically get you a first down when you're putting a hole this big, and just getting away from your own goal line in this situation. You don't want to be handing a potential disastrous punt situation, or at the very least, the Firestorm excellent field position.
Barlow sends Dudek in motion. It's going to be an empty backfield. He's back to pass. He steps up. Throws it down the middle of the field. He's got a man. He's got the first down.
Drop.
It is drop. They're going to say incomplete. Wow, he had the first down. It was an incredible catch at first, we thought, by Jamal.
It's an incomplete pass.
But it came out right at the very end as he hit the ground.
Coach
I'm sorry, it was Mike Mooten, rather, not Jamal Long. But that was a perfect pass.
On the move, one leg. We'll see here. He's going to haul it in. Question is this enough of a he's going to hit the ground and then it comes loose. That's a complete judgment call about whether or not enough had been done to justify a catch there. He had 2 feet and his back went down. Obviously, if he held on, it's easily a first down. but the referee ruled that not enough had been done to complete the process there, and so it'll bring up a 3rd and 21.
Fakes a handoff. He's back to pass. Looking to set up a screen. Almost intercepted, but it falls to the ground. And it would be 4th down, and SAGU would be forced to punt from deep in their own territory. And that was sniffed out very easily by, it looks like Stephon Peters was right there to break up the screen.
Yeah, that's one of those situations where we're having the setback and trying to, almost kind of pull a play act situation is not going to fool anybody because it's 3rd and 21. The defense knows they can just pin their ears back and come after you without any sort of regard. If you do hand it off, the secondary guys will take care of it more than likely. So SAGU with a penalty-riddled drive, 2 different penalties that set them too far back to recover from. A drop pass. And now they have to punt the ball away.
And Green does get it off. It's end over end. It bounces, and it's going to settle, thankfully for the Lions, inside Firestorm territory. So about as good of a scenario as you can ask from your punter there. Just get it on their side of the field, and he did just barely get it on their side of the field. And we went into today talking about how Arizona Christian needed to be the team to keep the penalties off their sideline. And SAGU has done a good job so far this season of being non-penalized. And just a rough drive there to pin them way, way back.
Yeah, if I'm doing some mental math here on penalties, SAGU's approaching probably 60 yards. They've had 2 personal fouls, the holding call there, a couple of 5-yard penalties here and there.
You get to 60 quick.
Yeah. When you stack it up with 2 15-yard penalties. So you need to clean it up there. No more free yards for the Arizona Christian offense, and definitely stop setting yourself back.
There's Morales. He's going to take a deep shot. Looks like he's looking for Cole. Cole brings it in, and he's brought down, and that is why he is such a versatile weapon on offense. You can get it to him short. He can make a man miss, or get it to him long and bring in the jump ball.
This is just a great pass from Morales. Pretty much blanketed coverage, getting a hand in there. Kevion Davis almost broke it up, but it was laid in perfectly, and Cole's going to hang on.
It's actually pretty good coverage by Davis.
It was solid coverage. You can't ask for much more, but a 36-yard pass to start the drive off. They're already down inside the red zone on one play.
Morales hands it off and met by the first wave of defenders, brought down after 4. Actually call it 3 there on first down.
Backs against the wall now for the SAGU defense, and after a first quarter in which they were dominating.
Alex York on the carry for the Firestorm. First time we've seen him get some action today. Here's Morales back to pass, quick hitter across the middle, makes a man miss. Fighting, staying on his feet into the end zone, and the Firestorm back-to-back touchdowns as he finds his tight end across the middle. It's Sid Turnbull Frazier, and we called his name a lot in their first matchup. He had a crucial first down conversion to end the first quarter, and here this time fighting his way into the end zone.
3 different guys breaking tackles, and they made that look easy. 3 quick plays going 51 yards to take the lead. And yeah, like I said, after a first quarter with nothing, they have come alive in the first 5 minutes here of the second. Kick is no good.
He missed it wide left.
Off to the left, so that'll keep the score just a 6-point lead, but they've definitely found their stride. You see now Morales, 106 yards passing and a touchdown. Touchdown on that last play. John Cole, after only having 1 catch for 5 yards in the first quarter, now up to 4 for 66. He had the big 36-yard catch to get this drive going. And yeah, now the tables have turned in a hurry. Don't want to say it, but not too dissimilarly from the October game, where SAGU had controlled the entire first half, and then the tables just turned in the third quarter, and SAGU couldn't stop the tidal wave quick enough to get back and win that game.
Back-to-back touchdowns have the Firestorm out to a 13-7 lead after the missed extra point. Higuera is on to kick. Kicks it deep, and it will be through the hands and will result in a touchback, and SAGU will get the ball at the 25-yard line. Thinking about returning it was Adarian Rowell, Thinking about returning it, I can't say that I'm sad that it went through his hands there. He had nothing going.
No, yeah, there wasn't any sort of lane developing. He was going to have to catch the ball in an awkward way. He's going to be at the 1 yard line, pretty much the worst place to catch the ball. But when you're in a situation like this right here, that's when kick returners usually want to try something. They want to try to make a big play. But probably not a bad thing that it just went through. Get your traditional offensive setup out here. You've had stuff. You've had some momentum from time to time on offense. You just got to go back to what was working early on, find a way to make it work.
So SAGU again here at the 25-yard line where they will start. Similar to last drive where a couple penalties shooting themselves in the foot. They're going to turn around and just hand it off here on first down and lowering his shoulder and picking up 5 yards on first down off a good carry with Zarius Keys.
Zarius Keys on the run.
And that's just the key right there. You just start winning in the trenches again. Don't get those penalties to push you back behind the line of scrimmage. Win up front, get 5 yards, start moving down the field.
Did you do it on purpose, the key for Keys?
I did
on
not.
First down?
I did not.
So you're just putting them out there. You don't even know you're doing it now.
It just comes so naturally. It's a curse at this point.
2nd and 5 here for SAGU. Barlow with 3 out wide to his left. Keys in the backfield. Arizona Christian showing pressure. They drop back. Barlow across the middle, almost intercepted off the left hand of his intended receiver, Zachariah Johnson. And that's a fortunate break for the Lions because that was almost intercepted.
Yeah, that was very good break for them because, this is – it only hit Johnson in one hand, but it hit, I believe, judging by who was on the field, I believe Deontay Livingston hit him in 2 hands. So almost a disastrous interception. Still to bring up a 3rd and 5. Again, the SAGU was away from these early on. They were getting 3rd and shorts, and they've been stuck in these 3rd and mids or 3rd and very longs.
Ooh, they get a jump, so we got a free play here. Barlow's going to take a shot deep. Almost brought in with one hand. Wow, threw it into double coverage. He knew he had a shot downfield with the free play, and he took a shot at long. And why not? Try to let him go up and get it.
Yeah.
We will get an offsides here. It's just a matter of, is it exactly 5 yards? And it should be.
Defense number 36.
Yeah, I believe it is. I believe that they're sitting right at the 30-yard line, so the 5 yards marked off, and it will be a first down. So that's the second time SAGU's drawn a first down on an offsides penalty.
And at this point, with the offense stalling, you got to try to get these first downs by any means necessary. And it works. A good job by Barlow to have the hard count to get people to jump. So we get 1st and 10 here from the 35 as SAGU gets exactly 10.
Jordan Barlow kind of been struggling. He started off 4 for 4 in the game. He's just 1 for his last 7. That last one not counting, obviously, but nonetheless, SAGU's offense hitting a speed bump here. So that's why you need to get it any way you can to get back down the field.
Hands it off. Here's Keys. He bounces it to the outside, gets past the 40, and ducks out of bounds after a gain of 8 on first. Actually going to mark him for 9. A good carry there on first down by Zarius Keys.
And we still don't have an accurate name for this play yet. I call it the reverse play action, where you hand it off and then fake the throw, and you'll see it. It totally freezes.
It got him.
He's throwing his hand up to try to block a pass. It's not there. It works. It's not a play action, and unless play action is just the all-encompassing term we're going to use for any sort of trickery in the backfield.
I have been an advocate of like a draw. That is considered play action. You drop back to pass and hand it off. You're acting out a play. I may be in the minority there, but I'm with you. Here's Barlow, hands it off. Play action. Now he's going to roll out to his left. He's got a lot of room to run if he wants to, but he gets it off to Zachary Johnson. Johnson throws a stiff arm, but he's brought down right around midfield, and that's going to be a first down for SAGU.
Good job of keeping this play open, and it never happens, but this is a good thing to point out here. Watch Keys. He's going to go out. He's going to get in his spot, stay open. He is not the first guy he's going to go to, though, so he drops underneath, and Keys immediately drops in to make a block.
Yep.
That's just smart play. That indicates good coaching, that a guy in that situation immediately knows where to go. He immediately identifies who the next guy is. Now, there were too many fires to make a difference there, but you like seeing that. You like seeing guys go through the correct motions in the middle of a play.
1st and 10 here for the Lions. Dudek comes back into the ballgame behind Barlow. Barlow hands it off. Dudek right up the middle, makes a cut, makes a man miss. He stays on his feet, lowers his shoulder. He's got enough for the first down. Eric Keaton Dudek, he's good in the open field, but he's not afraid to get physical. He does out of the backfield.
Does such a good job making himself small. He gets through this hole here and then just brings his feet together, making these moves where he doesn't put enough on the ground for you to grab a hold of. He makes himself small and thin to where it's hard to ever get a hold of him from the ground. A big first down run from Dudek has SAGU's offense looking the best they've had since their first drive of the game.
There is Barlow, 4 out wide. Dudek to his left. He's going to hand it off to Dudek, cuts it up the middle, makes it back across the middle, down past the 25, and another first down. Back-to-back first down carries here for Keaton Dudek. And SAGU is rolling as they are approaching the red zone here.
Another nice hole created by the offensive line, this time off to the left side, just winning those battles they need to, creating a little bit of a trench for him to run through. And once he has it, he's going to pick up another 8 or 10 yards because he just has the speed and the wherewithal.
1st and 10 at the 25. Barlow takes a snap. He's going to hand it off to Dudek again. Why not feed the hot hand? This time he's brought down after a gain of 3, making it 2nd and 7.
Yeah, I mean, there's going back to the well too many times, but then there's also doing what's working, and this is working right now. And even this play, I mean, picking up 3 or 4 on first down is not a terrible situation.
SAGU rolling here, and it's not the worst thing that they're taking a few seconds off the play clock here as we are under 6 minutes to play in the second quarter. Sends Dudek in motion. Here's Barlow. He is back to pass. Swings it out to Dudek. Dudek gets it in motion. Ducks out of bounds. That's another first down. And that's 4 straight plays here for Keaton Dudek. And 3 out of those 4 plays have gone for first downs.
And this is just a zip line from Barlow. Dudek never had to break stride. So often those running back screens get brought down for not as much as they could have gone for because the quarterback makes the guy have to stand still to get it. He just zips that, not quite a sidearm, almost a quarter arm pass there. First down, yeah, and so this has been the Keaton Dudek drive thus far.
Into the red zone here for SAGU.
They can get a first down. The ball's just outside the 10, so they are still in first down territory.
Officially 1st and 10. Barlow takes a snap and hands it off to Dudek, but he stopped quickly for no gain there on first down.
Straight into the backfield. Number 46, Deontay Dean. We've called him a couple of times already. Gets the immediate penetration. And if Dudek can't get the momentum, then it throws things off a little bit. You know, I think that's almost true for any running back. If you're going to get wrapped up in the backfield, there's nowhere to go.
Dudek comes out, and Zarius Keys comes into the game at running back. 2nd and 10 from the 11.
First lined up trip set we've seen for the Lions.
Barlow pitches it out to Keys. Keys takes it. He's got a host of Firestorm defenders there, and a good job of gang tackling there for a gain of just 2 for Keys. That play looked like it may have turned into something, but all of a sudden 4 Firestorm players right there in the face of Keys.
Very quick reaction. Everybody breaking in as quick as that happened, and on that option play, there was no one out there to serve as a blocker. That's the risk you run of trying to overload the right side with the trip set by trying to distract more of the defense over there. Is if they're not distracted or as distracted as they need to be, then you don't have any extra helpers on the inside. You obviously had the one receiver going to the end zone to try to draw off his corner. The corner responded very quickly.
3rd and 9 here for Barlow. He is back to pass, steps up, stiff-arming a man, getting it to the end zone, and it is incomplete. No flags on the play, so it will be 4th down. And it looks like they will bring the kicking unit out onto the field here to try to make this a 13-10 ball game. On to kick will be Kieran Woodley.
This will be a 27-yard field goal. Well within Woodley's range.
The kick is up, and it is no good. He missed it to the left.
And I didn't even jinx him. Because
you almost did. I saw you pull out your paper.
I pulled out my sheet to reference how up until that moment, Kieran Woodley was 6 for 6 on the year, perfect for the year, leading the NAIA, tied with a number of guys, for a perfect field goal percentage. I thought it. I mentally jinxed
I could see the gears turning.
I was pulling it out just so I could say, hey, he's 7 for 7 now. So just my pure intention. So that is not what you wanted to see after a very solid drive. Kind of falls apart at the end and leads to a missed field goal.
There you see the look into Bethel versus Kansas Wesleyan that we promised at the beginning of the broadcast. Just kicking off a couple, maybe an hour or so after we did here in Waxahachie. There's that live look in. And now we're back here to Lumpkin Stadium. Up 13-7, the Firestorm come out on offense. Almost completed across the middle. I was going to say completed, but it popped out at the last second. Sid Turnbull Frazier, the intended receiver.
Turnbull Frazier is incomplete on second down.
See if this is actually broken up. And yeah, I'm going to say it is. I'm going to say that is a broken up pass by Jalen Moss. Moss is the one to make it happen there. It wasn't really dropped. Moss was the one to force it out.
2nd and 10 here for the Firestorm. Coming up on 3 minutes to play. SAGU brings pressure off the edge. Morales, he feels it, steps up, and he's going to get brought down after a pretty good gain there on 2nd down. Call it 6, but there is a flag on the play.
That's going to usually be in the area of holding, as Morales, he did take off just in time because he had pressure from behind, and it will be a holding call, and it appears SAGU will obviously accept in this situation.
Make it 2nd and 10.
Second.
And see here, I bet you the hold is, right there's the hold on the inside.
Belcher. Or no, not Belcher got held. It was Shante Owens getting held there.
So now it's Arizona Christian who moves back to their own 10-yard line, now facing a 2nd and very long.
Make it 2nd and 20.
This is a big moment for SAGU's defense. They need to try to get the ball back so their offense can get a drive. If you allow a first down here, Arizona Christian's going to be able to go for that dreaded double dip, as we call it. They get the ball first, start second half. If you let this drive materialize here, especially when you have a 2nd and long situation, you may, by the time you get the ball back into your offense, you could be in a lot of trouble. So This is a crucial 2 downs here for the SAGU defense to get the ball back to their offense before halftime.
Back to pass is Morales. He's going to take a shot across the middle. Incomplete. Maybe a little bit of miscommunication there as there was no one in the area. But it'll be 3rd and 20. I'm trying to see maybe what he saw here.
Yeah, the intended receiver is going to be Malik Patterson, but Malik Patterson just was not looking for the ball. He was not ready for the pass at all. So, yeah, miscommunication there. Morales just obviously needing to get rid of it in that situation, not create any further damage. 3rd and 20.
Here's Morales. He is back to pass. He gets it off. And regardless, that's going to be well short of the first down. But the pass completed for 10 yards there to Derek Anderson. And we will get a timeout here by Coach Smith.
Smart timeout. A little bit of, again, soft prevent defense here. Keep the play in front of you. Give up 10 yards. I mean, you'd like to have, done better and, had a deeper into their end zone punt. But the most important thing is not allowing any sort of huge play there. So we'll bring up 4th and 10, and SAGU will get the ball back. They'll have 2 timeouts and probably around 2:15 to work with by the time they get the ball back. Chance to go down and get some points after that last drive. Ended up coming up fruitless with the missed field goal.
And anytime you have Jalen Moss back there returning punts, you're setting yourself up for a potential good field position. He is electric with the ball in his hands in the return game.
We haven't really seen him take one
Hasn't
yet.
had a shot. He had a shot, but he caught it.
Yeah, he was being safe there.
I think he may try to risk it here. We'll see. I think he wants to get something going here for his offense.
A lot of it will probably depend on what kind of punt it is. If it's a short punt, then you just call your fair catch, get the ball at the 50.
Take the field position.
If it's a long punt, then you know you're going to have some room to work with.
And Bailey gets the punt off. It's end over end. Here's Moss. He is going to try to take a chance at returning, and he's had the corner, but brought down from behind right about the 50-yard line, called the 49. He had big plans for that one, but a good tackle on the return.
I believe that's Alex York who's going to make the tackle here. And
that's a good tackle.
That's a crucial tackle, because if Moss is able to get his feet underneath him and take off, he's at least taking that into Arizona Christian territory, maybe inside the 40, 35-yard line at least, before the next guy's going to be able to track him down and force him out of bounds.
SAGU takes over here just about midfield. 2:14 left to play here in the first half. Down 13-7 after missing their last scoring opportunity. The field goal was wide left off the foot of Woodley. But here's Barlow, 4 stacked out wide to his right. He's in the empty set. Back to pass. Drives it across the middle, finds Zachary Johnson. That's a first down. So SAGU moves the chains. Stops the clock for the time being.
That's just a great route tree coming out of that quad look. 4 guys split in 4 different directions, carrying the defenders every single spot. Every one of them had a little bit of room to work with, and he just found the best guy, Zachary Johnson, for an easy 11-yard gain.
They come back out in the same formation. Barlow back to pass again. Rolls out, faces pressure.
Ooh.
Dangerous throw, very dangerous throw. Making a play on the ball was Riley Tucker. You talked about him pregame. He wanted that interception.
Yeah, you got to watch out for him. He was quick on this one. If anything, right there, it was just as much for Mike Mouton to keep that from happening, put his body in the way.
2nd and 10 here for SAGU. They have the ball in Arizona Christian territory right at the 40-yard line.
And you at least want to walk away with another field goal attempt here on this drive. You don't want to go into the half down, essentially a touchdown at 6 points. You want to get it down to at least 3. Obviously, take the lead if you can.
Especially because Arizona Christian does get the ball back.
Yeah.
To start second half. Absolutely. 5 wide now for Barlow. He's back to pass. He rolls out to his right, looking for a man. Dumps it short through the hands of his intended receiver, Mike Mouton there, and this is what we talked about. This is really only a handful of times this game SAGU's faced a 3rd and long. A 3rd and 10 here. It's tough territory going against this Christian defense.
And Zachary Johnson was asking for the ball afterwards. He would have been probably the better option. Both of them were coming back towards the ball as it is. Johnson would have been more the sure thing in that situation. We have a whistle. Looks like SAGU might have been calling a timeout, but no, we're just resetting the play clock.
We had a ball from one of the ball boys come onto the field.
So play clock will reset. This is a big 3rd down. At the very least, if you pick up 6 or 7 here, I don't know that you don't go for it.
Kind of in the territory here. It may be 4-down territory. We'll see what the results of this play are. Here's Barlow. He's got 4 out wide. Dudek in the backfield. He's going to hand it off to Dudek. Dudek cuts it upfield, keeps his feet. He goes down just shy of the first down. So now this gets very interesting. I don't think they're going to bring any sort of special teams unit out. You have to go for it.
You don't call that play unless you're willing to go for it on 4th down. Excellent run by Dudek. Almost got enough. They'll also, this is smart, let the clock wind. They'll get the clock under a minute. They're not in any sort of hurry. So if they don't convert, they don't leave Arizona Christian a ton of time. But they will go for it here on 4th and 2. Big moment here in the first half. Oh, he's trying to get him to jump. He almost did.
He almost did. And SAGU's going to call a timeout.
Charge, timeout.
So that's going to be a second timeout charge to SAGU.
It's worked twice before for Barlow, so definitely go back to that situation. I don't know that, even though you've called the timeout, before I snap the ball, I'd try the hard count one more time. Big 4th and 2 coming up here that will potentially determine who's in the lead going into the half. And if they don't convert, Arizona Christian would have enough time.
3 timeouts.
Morales.
Yep.
For the game now, 116 total yards. For SAGU, the key players, Zachary and Zachariah Johnson have been the receiving targets. Zachary with more catches, but Zachariah Johnson with the only touchdown. Keaton Dudek, along with his 55 rushing yards, has 2 catches for 14 yards. So interested to see a setup here. SAGU's been very wide all day on offense, really big spread offense. You come in a little bit tighter here to try to give a little bit of support. They are going to go 2 setbacks, and yeah, they're only going to have 1 man out wide, so they do come in with more of a heavy package than we've seen them use at any point during this game. Strong look to the right there.
Yeah, 4th and 2. We'll see what look they go with here. Here's Barlow. Looks back to the sideline. A huge play here. Barlow Hard count, takes a snap, keeps it himself, throws a stiff arm, tries to extend it forward, but it's fumbled, and it's just fallen on. SAGU falls on it, but that will be a turnover on downs. Jordan Barlow doing everything he could to try to get that first down, but a good job by the Fire.
Rolling on the field is a fumble.
Lay the hit that caused the fumble.
The offense.
Yeah, when you go
on the line of
tight set look.
It'll be turnover on downs, first down, Arizona Christian.
And they did not force enough movement up front. Barlow instead having to really stretch for it. He was going to come up well short anyways. Ball popped loose, and just really good job to prevent any sort of further disaster by just falling on the ball. So now Arizona Christian, they got 52 seconds. They do have timeouts to work with, so we'll see how they come out with the approach here.
Morales back to pass. He's going to go deep down the right side. He's got John Cole looking for it. Incomplete. Pretty good coverage there on the outside by Kevion Davis. One-on-one on an island with John Cole is not an easy task.
No. Cole almost creates some separation here, but Davis responds. Does a good job of running laterally with him, keeping him from cutting back inside to that ball.
2nd and 10 here for the Firestorm. Here's Morales, back to pass, swings it out. This man out of the backfield. And SAGU does a good job of tripping him up before that first down. So it will be 3rd down and call it 4 here for Arizona Christian.
And now the timeout comes, so no immediate timeout from Arizona Christian, but they do in fact call it now. Yeah, that was a good job by SAGU. Right now, what you just don't want to give up is the big play. There's not enough time left for them to pick up enough 5-10 yards at a time. Keep them in bounds, force the timeout from Arizona Christian with just about 30 seconds left to play in the first half. And this will be a deciding play here, whether or not Arizona Christian can keep this drive moving, try to get some big points, going for that back-to-back scoring situation. That can become such an absolute pivot point in a game, especially when you're already up 13-7.
Absolutely.
You can create a situation where the next time SAGU gets the ball back, they're down theoretically 23-7. Totally different game than even if you get the ball first to start the second half and you go up 20-7. Yep. If you can build this into a 3-score lead before SAGU has the ball back, that'd be huge. But also, you just don't want to make any mistakes here. You've had an interception. You don't want to do anything, even give a big sack or something that would allow SAGU to call a timeout and get one last shot at it. So I'd anticipate either a safe play, try to pick up the first down, keep this drive moving, or just throw it deep to Cole and see what he can pull off. I don't see much in between, a crossing pattern at the 50. I'm kind of thinking one or the other.
They come out 5 wide, so we'll see what they decide to set up here. There is a delay here by the officials.
I think they're just waiting for the timeout to officially expire.
And here we go. Out of the timeout, here come the Firestorm. 3rd and 4. They actually call it 3rd and 3. Morales lines up with 5 wide. Takes a snap, he's back to pass. They go with a quick hitter, it's caught by Cole, and Cole is brought down after the first down right around midfield. So there you say, they go with a safe option there on 3rd down. Just a quick hitter, pick up the first down, move the chains.
Clock is moving again now as they've reset the ball. Arizona Christian not hurrying up enough, though. They've burned 6 seconds here waiting for that to happen.
Morales back to pass, has a clean pocket, and it's completed across the middle, and he's brought down just past the 35. Found his man, Tariq Culpepper.
Second
shot. Arizona Christian will call a timeout. They're only going to have
Arizona Christian
7 seconds to work with. So maybe just enough time to get off one more play if you want to get a little bit closer for a field goal. Other than that, it's just going to be heaving it into the end zone. And they have a lot of options.
Yes, they do.
That is a scary Hail Mary situation. You can name off 3 different guys who you're afraid of back there. Obviously, Sid Turnbull Frazier coming in at 6'5".
Yeah,
would be obviously Cole's your biggest playmaker, but if there's one guy I'm worried about posting up on you and pulling in a pass right inside the end zone, that's who I would have my eye on.
I feel like that's pretty safe. 6'5" seems to be tall enough, you would think, at a jump ball situation. And you got to think Morales can get it there just from the 35, get it 35, maybe
no doubt.
40 yards downfield into the end zone here. And they don't even have to go to the end zone. They still got a timeout left.
So they may try one more quick play here, see if they get close enough to feel comfortable for a field goal attempt.
There's Morales. He's back to pass. He steps up, rolls out to his right. Now this is taking a little bit of time. He floats it up out of bounds. So it looks like they put some time on the clock. So it looks like there was not indeed 7 seconds left. I'm not sure
Now second down.
if they reset the clock to like 15 or 16 seconds there. I'm not sure. But the game clock reads 9 seconds right now. So we were all confused there. We thought maybe this would be the last play, but now it looks like they've got a chance to run at least 2 more plays with 9 seconds left on the clock. Weird, interesting. I'm not sure where that came from. But here he's back to pass. Here's Morales. Go quick across the middle. It's in and out of the hands of his tight end, Turnbull Frazier. So now with 5 seconds on third down, we may see them just try to get into field goal range here.
Looks like they're going to try the field goal. They've already brought out the kicker.
This is a long field goal. This is 52 yards. Or 51 yards, if you want to call it exactly 51 yards.
51-yard field goal attempt.
Nestor Higuera.
He's missed an extra point today. This would be a huge field goal to give them a 2-possession lead going into the half.
Snap is down, the kick is up, and it doesn't look like it's going to have enough leg on it, and it will be no good. Essentially no time left on the clock. It looks like there's 0.8 seconds, but they may just... Oh, there is a flag in the end zone. Hold on a second now, hang on. The flag in the end zone.
No idea what that...
SAGU had a man back to try to return a short kick, and Cecil Murphy. And he's the only guy back there. I'm not... We'll get the call here. They're going to call illegal touching.
That's a 5.
Illegal touching on SAGU. So Arizona Christian will get the chance to kick another field goal here. But illegal touching...
That's the wrong call. You're allowed
to try to return it. And he did try, but it looked like it went through his hands.
You can't go up and block the kick.
He did leave his feet. Watch if we can track the ball here. If you watch closely, he did leave his feet to try to bring it in.
But I don't think he touched it. I don't think he touched it.
Well, here's the next kick, and it's blocked, so it would not matter anyway, but it's picked up by Murphy. Now, we get an exciting end of the half here, and he's just going to go down, and that will do it for the first half, but a bizarre way to end the first half on an illegal touching penalty and then a blocked field goal.
SAGU's happy they come out unscathed from that. A weird call. I'm not sure what the penalty actually was in that situation, but it's all academic at this point as it's a score remains the same after the block kick, and SAGU will go into the half trailing by 6. A defensive battle.
We did not expect a defensive battle.
No, we were talking about, we were thinking, maybe first to 38 wins kind of game. Instead, it's a 13-7 game with multiple turnovers on downs, blocked field goals. We've had it all on the defensive side of the ball.
It's been a very interesting first half, as there you see the live update. Kansas Wesleyan leading 7-0 over Bethel. But as we get ready for the second half, if you have not already, give us a follow on all of our social media networks. There you see them on the screen, YouTube and Facebook at SAGU Sports Network, and then Twitter at SAGU Sports Net to stay connected to any of the sports that we have running here at SAGU. And as we get ready for the second half, Tim and I will talk about one of the hot stories on campus being the men's basketball team, so you don't want to miss that. We will see you here in just about 20 minutes for the second half coming your way right here on the SAGU Sports Network.
Build a new facility, purchase property, renovate your current building, or set up a capital campaign? The North Texas District Church Loan Fund can help. The NTD Church Loan Fund has helped over 200 Assembly of God churches in the state of Texas expand their ministries through loans and investments. We know this can be a challenging task, and we want to make it easier for you. Looking for investment options? Invest with a purpose. Investing with the NTD Church Loan Fund combines competitive rates and flexible terms with kingdom impact. Let's build the kingdom of God together. Visit churchloanfund.ag today.
Honey, have you applied to that school yet?
Not really into purple.
SAGU. Never say no to a lion.
At Southwestern, we endeavor to offer more than the average college curriculum, producing men and women whose lives are pleasing to God, and that's worth everything.
Is your church looking to build a new facility, purchase property, renovate your current building, or set up a capital campaign? The North Texas District Church Loan Fund can help. The NTD Church Loan Fund has helped over 200 Assembly of God churches in the state of Texas expand their ministries through loans and investments. We know this can be a challenging task, and we want to make it easier for you. Looking for investment options? Invest with a purpose. Investing with the NTD Church Loan Fund combines competitive rates and flexible terms with kingdom impact. Let's build the kingdom of God together. Visit churchloanfund.ag today.
Where online makes really good sense is when you're kind of not the typical, I just graduated from high school and I want to have a college experience.
I chose distance education because I was busy. I mean, I knew that our lives were kind of all over the place, everything that we were doing, and I wanted something that was flexible.
My degree at SAGU allowed me to still be a mom and an educator and get my degree online. I was able to tuck my kids into bed and get everything that I needed to get done, and while laundry was going, I was studying.
If you have any questions, certainly give me a call and shoot me an email, and I'll be glad to help any way I can.
We have an asynchronous program, so videos are going, students are accessing the course on their own schedule, which is a convenience of online education. So the online provides the way to get the academic credit that you need to advance your career path, advance your learning and your skills.
Well, a lot of what we were doing with our resident assistants was preparing them to teach their halls. And then, of course, I'd have the opportunity to teach as well. So I was training, but then I was also teaching the whole dorm. And so I found that a lot of the tools that I was getting from my classes was really helping me to prepare my RAs and to prepare myself to minister to our students.
My master's degree in education at SAGU allowed me to have a bigger influence on more than just students, but also educators. With the door that this degree opened, I was able to take this position that really didn't exist before I graduated, and I was able to move into that.
In SAGU's philosophy, we want to connect students with a faculty member that is curating the content, and they are providing the content we feel is important for that particular course the way that is presented in SAGU's distinctive.
I loved the way that they would give you quality feedback. It's not just a grade, but I want to know what you think about my work.
My professor was fabulous, just was always there for me that entire semester, and I was able to graduate exactly when I expected to.
The fact is, there is no back row in an online classroom. You can't get in the back of the class. You're either online and engaged or you're not doing the work.
The number one thing is their passion for students. The customer service here, they're going to help you get across that finish line and do everything they can do to help you get there. This is a place where if you've already in your career, you know what you want to do, and you just need that extra skill set, you need that help to prepare you to be more successful, this is a very practical place to get your degree.
The NAIA level is highly competitive. I know that a lot of NCAA schools will have opening round games with a lot of NAIA schools, and those are very close games a lot of times, and it's a highly competitive level, and it's been a great situation for me, and I think it's a great situation for a lot of my teammates and a lot of my peers.
Is your church looking to build a new facility, purchase property, renovate your current building, or set up a capital campaign? The North Texas District Church Loan Fund can help. The NTD Church Loan Fund has helped over 200 Assembly of God churches in the state of Texas expand their ministries through loans and investments. We know this can be a challenging task, and we want to make it easier for you. Looking for investment options? Invest with a purpose. Investing with the NTD Church Loan Fund combines competitive rates and flexible terms with kingdom impact. Let's build the kingdom of God together. Visit churchloanfund.ag today.
what we're looking for as students in the church leadership program and any of our vocational ministry programs is somebody who has a passion for Christ, a passion for people, somebody who has an element of seriousness, but they'll be transparent and be people of integrity.
I'm looking for students that are going to invest their lives in the life of a student that says, I know how tough adolescence can be.
This degree is tailor-made for that unique life, trying to help individuals really learn all that goes into the unique realities of church leadership.
What we've done is make this degree a great combination. They're able to pick and choose various ministry classes and really get a wide range, a well-rounded view of church life. It's like build your own degree if you feel the desire or the calling.
We're equipping students that if in 10 years they say, well, God's moving me out of youth ministry, out of children's ministry, well, they can become some other type of associate. They can go into pastoral ministry.
We're increasing the internship component that goes alongside this degree. And so, this gives a good potential. A student can be plugged into a single church for 3 semesters. They could be plugged into 3 different churches.
If it's children and family classes, then, for example, there's one called Creative Methods, ballooning, juggling, clowning, all of those kinds of things that we're going to cover. We also have a course called Issues in Childhood and Family Life. How do we do care for people who've gone through abuse and neglect and divorce and all the tough things that come in life, especially in the lives of kids?
I discovered that along with other things that I had been doing. And in pastoral leadership, they're going to get courses such as ministerial ethics. They're going to get courses like pastoral leadership itself, but then they'll also pick up things like hermeneutics and systematic theology to go along with preaching courses and pastoral counseling courses.
They're going to be learning, some of the practices of ministry, certainly, how to communicate, how to lead a service, how to, develop ministry, but they're also going to learn a lot about dealing with people, things like how to help a church turn around one that's been struggling or how to plant a new ministry.
Whenever I talk to freshmen, I say, don't think that you're purchasing a 4-year degree. Said you're investing in a lifelong relationship. Ministry can be a very lonely place, and our role is that they know they always have a friend at Southwestern.
Ministry is not necessarily the easiest thing they'll get into, but it's something that they commit themselves to, not because of it's a profession, but because it's a passion in their heart.
Jesus gave us a lot of indications of that, showing us that in His kingdom, leadership will operate differently than it does in the world around us. The sense of servant leadership, working with individuals who maybe at times are in deep distress, trauma, great need. So degrees in church leadership are there to help address that.
Going to college?
Yep.
SAGU, right?
Nope. Decided to go to Hogwarts.
SAGU. Never say no to a lion.
This is a faith venture. We may yet face challenges, but I want you to know something. Ours is a worthy mission. It's a kingdom mission, and the Pentecostal church needs SAGU. Our Native American churches need SAGU AIC. Let's persevere to victory. May each of us maintain the reputation of one who knows their stuff. They expect us to be the best. May this institution always have that reputation. This institution deserves the best for me and you because this is God's ministry and He deserves the best. The students that God has entrusted to me and you deserve our best because we have accepted the responsibility of mentor and discipler. Our churches and parents of students deserve our best because they've entrusted their children to us as stewards, many at great personal financial sacrifice. If we strive for and achieve excellence, then we will be rewarded with a harvest of students in the days to come. May we never forget that any combination of the most effective leadership traits that does not include spiritual character are temporal and will provide no enduring legacy. That is the one thing that is going to distinguish us and give us the ability to make a difference in the days to come. We desperately need God's presence. They need to see us model a spirit-filled life. Oh God, give us revival. And let it begin with me. Let it begin with you. We each need to pray that prayer. May God grant us the skill to develop a visionary plan that will bear much fruit for the kingdom of God. May we never lose the capacity to envision and believe for a big dream. As population increases, God will most certainly call more men and women to take the gospel around the world. Therefore, spirit-filled Pentecostal institutions are needed now more than ever. School districts, businesses, governmental roles, and all kinds of professions need even more godly men and women to fill positions with excellence as salt and light. And there's no better place to train marketplace ministers than right here. We need to get as many kids in these doors as we possibly can. It's God's will for us to rise up in faith. May your heart for God and personal faith increase. May your influence and favor with students rise to a level you've never experienced. May your families experience health and peace, and may your needs be met. May God miraculously provide for our campus. May God grant us creativity and wisdom and discernment and understanding and favor. Together, if we will work and give God the chance, we're going to see awesome things happen on this campus. Our best days are ahead of us.
Welcome back to the SAGU Sports Network as we get set for the second half of action your way. Just joining us, the Arizona Christian Firestorm up 13-7 over the SAGU Lions. SAGU jumped out to a 7-0 lead on the opening drive on a wide-open touchdown pass to Zachariah Johnson, but Arizona Christian did a really, really good job of adjusting and figuring things out on defense. SAGU held scoreless the rest of that first half and themselves finding the end zone twice, missing an extra point, but making this game a 13-7 ball game. Tim, as we get set here, as we're just a couple of minutes away from the start of the second half, let's talk a little bit about another team here on the SAGU campus. The men's basketball team coming off of what some would call a pretty successful season.
I mean, what an absolute run. Obviously, ending this last week up in Kansas City, making it all the way to the Fab Four, the semifinals. Delton Deal just helping continue the program of excellence there with that basketball team. And, getting to watch a couple of those games up there, just thrillers. The team full of grit, coming away with just the plays when you needed them. And it's just been an absolute pleasure. We were talking about there, both of us have been around here long enough to, I know my freshman year I was going to basketball games and we cheered for 40 minutes, even though there wasn't much to cheer for those 40 minutes. Seeing this last decade of excellence, SAGU has become a perennial powerhouse in the NAIA. So a huge congratulations to that team. Finishing off, again, for the second time in program history, getting inside the semifinals. What an absolute run. And I don't see that train slowing down.
Not at all.
There's so much talent on that team that, So it was nice of them to share a march with the football team. Marches for basketball.
Thank you. Yeah, of course.
and that, it's a great illustration for what this SAGU football team can become.
Absolutely.
You start building. You have to have success in order to earn success. You have to make that first leap, and that's where they have a chance to do right now today. Down 13-7. If you can find a way to get back ahead in this game and win this game, you're 2 wins away from taking your first ever conference title and potentially becoming a perennial powerhouse like your basketball counterparts. And it's going to start right here on this drive. This is a crucial trend-setting drive for the half. Obviously, if Arizona Christian can go up by 2 scores, you're playing from behind for the next 25 minutes or so. If you can get a stop right here like you have so many times before, and they did a good job of responding after going down 13-7. They forced a big 3 and out.
Yep.
And then on that last drive where Arizona Christian was just picking up some yards here and there, they survived the missed field goal penalty call, got a big blocked field goal. So they've done a good job responding. They need to find a way to make another response right here to keep this game just 1 score.
And as you said, Arizona Christian will start with possession here in the second half, but a good job by Kieran Woodley. Knocked that one through the end zone. There is a flag on the field, so I think we're going to get an offside, so don't run away too fast. I think we may be re-kicking it here as they move it back 5 yards, but we'll see.
Re-kicking, or I believe this is one of those you can tack on, so you can just move it out to the 30.
Offsides.
It looks like that may be
kicking team.
As we see the fire.
A 5-yard penalty will be added. First down.
So they'll start their first drive on the 30. Shane Morales will come back out onto the field with his squad. Again, only had something like 25 passing yards in the first quarter, but really came alive on those 2 touchdown drives to start the second quarter. And he was doing a good job. Did just enough to get his team within scoring position at the end of the first half. It didn't result in any points, but he had regained his footing after the 3-and-out situation.
And he seemed to figure it out, too. He got in a rhythm, found his number 1 receiver in Cole a few times. He definitely seemed to have figured it out. He comes out here, hands it off out of the backfield. Here's York. York tries to get it around the edge, but is brought down in the open field. A good tackle there on the outside by Isaac Gowdy.
Perfect form tackle by Gowdy. Just lower your shoulder inside, make contact with the hips, and bring the guy down for no extra yards. And you throw him backwards, or at least hold him pat. Don't let him fall forward for those extra 2 or 3.
It makes it 2nd and 5. Morales back to pass, looking in the flats. It's brought in, and he fights for what may just be a first down, and it will be. That is a really good fight after the catch there by Willie Cleveland, his first catch of the day.
And Gowdy is almost going to get underneath this one here. That ball got there just in time. If he was able to get one more step of the ball, it was a little bit slower, Gowdy was going to have a serious shot at an interception. Instead, it's a first down for the Firestorm.
New set of downs here for the Firestorm. Morales in the pistol hands it off to York. York is brought down quickly. What a play from behind there by Joseph Chavez. Untouched and completes the tackle for loss.
We've seen a number of these on both sides of the ball today. Guys just coming untouched and completely disrupting the game plan. Chavez throws all of his weight around there, makes no doubt about it as he flings him to the ground. 3-yard loss on first down.
2nd and 13. Here is Morales back to pass. Looking down the sideline, brought in right at the marker. That is a really good catch out there to get the feet down. Brought in by Derek Anderson. They're going to give him...
Looks like he's going to be just shy.
3rd and 1 here for Arizona Christian.
And great job by Anderson getting that foot down, got both feet down. And I'm not sure if he didn't fall forward for the first down. The 50 doesn't appear to be the most generous spot for him, and it will bring up a 3rd and 1.
It is definitely close. There is a discussion happening. I don't know if they're discussing the first down, whether or not he got the first down. Regardless, right now it's spotted right at the 50.
And that's where they're going to keep it. Actually, you're going to move back a little bit further. So, yeah, definitely not the most generous spot.
It's a long one here for Arizona Christian. More like 1.5, roughly. We're going to hand it off to York. York trying to sneak his way to the first down, and he will get there barely. He needed 1 and picked up 1. New set of downs here for the Firestorm as they have 2 first downs here on this drive, and they are moving.
He didn't get much of anything extra. He got exactly what he needed thanks to some really solid defense up front by SAGU. Yeah, you can see by the nose of the football there at the 49. He got barely the 49.
Barely enough. They hand it off to York again. York following his blockers, and he's got a lot of room to run. Can he outrun? A flag comes in, but right now he is gone down to the 5. Touchdown, Firestorm. A flag comes in right where he broke that run, and as of right now, there's no movement on the field, so we'll see what this call is, but it is a huge call here coming.
Yeah, this is going to, we'll see right here. Yeah, that's going to be holding right there.
Offense number 19.
Yep.
That's a 10-yard penalty. It's first down.
Cullop gets called for the hold, so it will get brought back, and that's a big break for the Lions because that was a very good run by the running back that time, Alex York.
Yeah, York took that one to the house, and I mean, the only thing you can say definitely is that the hold was definitely crucial to the play developing. Absolutely. It was not one of those that happened 25 yards away, totally unaffecting anything. That was one of the primary reasons he was able to break free. But nonetheless, big break for SAGU having that penalty called. You see it right there. Yeah, just kind of mauling him out there, and it helped create the lane. There was still going to be running room, though. Even if he hadn't held, he was going to pick up a decent size of yardage.
Here's Morales. He's going to take a shot deep to Cole. Does he get underneath it? Incomplete pass. He could not adjust and come back to the ball, so it will be 2nd and 20 here for the Firestorm. And he was open. Morales just kind of underthrew him.
And Jeremiah Summerall here, he's going to offer the token. I'm sorry, not Jeremiah Summerall. That is number 26, Kevion Davis. He's going to offer just kind of putting his arms out there. I think that might have blocked Cole's vision just enough to where he was unable to perfectly get underneath it. So it's a complete pass and brings up 2nd and 20.
Looks like Morales will line up here, empty backfield. He's got 4 out wide to his right. So stacking one side of the field, and he's going to go to his left. It's completed and then brought down just around the original line of scrimmage. It'll be about 3rd and 11 here.
Both teams have had drives now that have started off, or at least midway through, been victimized by penalties, putting them in long situations. Neither one has been able to escape from it yet. Neither one's been able to get out of that jam and develop a drive. Arizona Christian with the chance to do that right here. Bring up a big 3rd and 11. If they can find a way to escape from this long yardage situation, that could be huge.
Back to passes Morales. He steps up, hand on him, he goes down, and that is a sack, and SAGU gets to 4th down. Drake Rodriguez, don't need to see the number, just see the hair, comes away with a sack.
The hair's in the front, though, the way the helmet got put on this time. Drake Rodriguez posts up against his man, forces his way back until he has an eye on the quarterback. Never got around his man, just forced his man backwards until he essentially moved the pocket behind where the quarterback was. Brings Morales down, big sack, big hold by SAGU to get this ball back without any damage on the scoreboard.
Back to return will be Jalen Moss. Bailey gets the punt off. It's a high one. Moss gets underneath it. He's going to look to try to get a return going here. Wrapped up around the ankles and brought down just past the 25. A decent field position here for SAGU as their offense comes out for the first time here in the second half, looking to try to, at the very least, tie this game up.
In closing the first half, they had put together 2 solid drives. One resulted in a missed field goal, the other one a turnover on downs. But they had regained some of that, at least traction that they had at the beginning of the game when they went down and got the touchdown. Between that, they had 3 and outs and a fumble. So it was good to see at least a little bit of development there. Keaton Dudek carrying most of the load right now at 59 yards, averaging over 5 yards a carry. And he's out there behind Jordan Barlow to start off this half.
4 wide, 2 on either side for Barlow. 1st and 10 Lions. He's going to hand it off to Dudek. Dudek ducks his head, but he is met by a host of Firestorm defenders. He gets 2 on 1st down.
Yeah, that's the definition of 2-3 yards in a cloud of dust. Not a whole lot of movement up front. Immediately stood up. It will be 2nd and 8. As that's been the battle all day of whether or not SAGU can get that initial hold. If they get it, Dudek's got 8 to 10. If not, I mean, he's been brought down in the backfield. It is funny to see him over 60 yards now, averaging 60 yards a carry. That's basically either means 10 yards or no yards. That's the split. There hasn't been actually a whole lot of 5-yard gains. It's been no gain in 10 yards, averaging out to 5.
And here's Barlow. Gets it across the middle. He finds his man Jamal Long. Jamal Long makes a man miss. His first catch of the day, and then we see why he is such a good offensive threat. Spinning off tackles and picking up a first down and then some. Brought down at the, call it 47, just shy of midfield.
All footwork by Long here. He's going to have a solid positioning once he gets the ball. Puts his first move, you'll see right here in a second. Puts the first move around the guy, then right here a nice stutter step to get around the second guy, and even here staying on his feet for an extra 2 or 3 yards after getting flipped around. All footwork from Long for a nice gain.
We get a flag. I don't know if there's going to be a false start. They are going to call a false start here against SAGU
false
on
start.
that right side of the offense.
Offense number 13.
Get
5-yard penalty.
Williams.
First down.
That was almost simultaneous movement, but SAGU is going to get the 5. Goes back to those penalties we've been talking about, and this is the terrible time for one. You've been moving the ball, you found some good momentum, and now it's a 1st and 15, and it's a long situation. Now you have to pick up 5 yards of play in order to get the first down. So those have been very harmful so far. Like I mentioned a moment ago, neither team has really recovered from those yet. This is a big time for SAGU to get out of this hole. Not a huge one, but it's a hole nonetheless.
Swings it out to his left. He's got his man coming out of the backfield. Makes a man miss. That's Zachariah Johnson. He picks up a first down, so the penalty was all for naught as Jordan Barlow swings it out to Johnson. They pick up a first down, but there is a flag on the field.
Illegal shift.
Shifts. So that
offense.
will move it back another
number 2 and
yards,
number 70.
And that is absolutely
5-yard penalty.
After picking
it's first down.
Huge chunk of yards on first down.
Yeah, hate that one. Jamal Long did a great job of blocking downfield.
Correction. 77.
Obviously, Johnson is a correction there for penalty on number 77. Johnson just weaving, picking his moments to get down the field to recover from what was a 1st and 15, and now it's a 1st and 20. SAGU has really just had one penalty. They seem to have they double them up. You had obviously earlier in the first half a situation where you end up with the 1st and 25. This one seems like it stings a little bit more because it does erase such an excellent play. And again, on something like an illegal motion, something totally unnecessary, didn't spring the play, didn't help the play. So big hole now.
1st and 20. Here he is back to pass. Steps up. Rolls out to his right. Another flag comes in. He throws it across his body. Finds Long. Long brings it in for the first down for the time being. But another flag, this time in the area of holding. And we could be looking at a 1st and 30.
Personal foul. Hands to the face. Defense number 46. That 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. Automatic first down.
More yardage from the reception.
No, they'll tack this on.
They'll tack it on
this
at the end.
This gets tacked on at the end. So for a moment it did. We'll wait for the call here. Let's see what happened.
Got the hands in the face. It looks like of the left guard.
Didn't look like a whole lot. Almost looked more like illegal hands to the face than a face mask. Going way, way back, you used to have a 5-yard face mask and a 15-yard. That was closer to a 5-yard back when they had that rule. But nonetheless, what a huge break for SAGU. Wow. They pick up the 1st and 20 on one pass, plus 15 yards. Jamal Long, instead, a play we thought we almost weren't even talking about because we thought it was going to get erased. What a big play.
Hand it off to Dudek. Dudek up the middle, lowers his shoulder, bounces off the tackle, tries to go through another one, and he does, rolls forward for the first down, and then some down past the 10-yard line. And SAGU all of a sudden threatening one more time here inside the 10. 1st and goal.
You've got to fill the hole. You cannot let Dudek find the hole, or he's going to hurt you. And now it's just a gaping one, bouncing off 2 different tacklers, really 3 there. Finally goes down almost on his own accord. Really laying the hit on Caleb Ashby there.
They hand it off to Dudek. Dudek cuts it back up the middle, lowers the shoulder. A flag comes in. Again, this one down in the area of holding. So
I'm
holding.
Anything.
Offense number 52.
Yep.
That's a 10-yard penalty.
Johnson.
First down.
When the play was over, he was still hanging on to the guy from behind him. You'll see it up right here. Shove, and anytime the back judge can look and see the shoulder pads because the jerseys come down, that's an easy call and a tough one for SAGU as it'll result in a 10-yard penalty. Bring up a 1st and 20 I'm sorry, first and goal from the 18.
First and goal from the 18, yeah. You're used to it being a first and 20, but it's still first and goal.
First and goal from the 18.
There goes Barlow. He's got a bunch set to his left. He's going to fake the handoff. Makes a man miss. He's rolling out to his right. He's got a lot of room. Tries to find Johnson just out of the reach of Zachary Johnson. Incomplete, makes it second and goal.
Yeah, solid move by Barlow to spread himself free and escape the pocket. But Johnson was just unable to get open, or any receiver for that matter. Solid coverage by the Firestorm secondary, bringing up a second and long.
Pass intended to Johnson is incomplete now. Second down.
He's looking, and Johnson's pretty much his only option. And does the wise thing and kind of zips it in there to where there might have been a theoretical chance of getting the ball, but there was a man up top and a man underneath. So if you loft it or drop it short, either way, it could have been very dangerous. Second and long now. The end zone is the only thing to gain.
Hands it off to Dudek, and Dudek just tries to pick up a chunk of yards. And he does. His helmet comes flying off. The SAGU fans want a penalty, maybe for a helmet-to-helmet hit, but it looked clean.
He was asking for a face mask.
Or a face mask. It was hard to tell.
Watch the replay here. And
no, not really a...
He
did rip it off his head.
Yeah.
That is a big missed call by the officials.
Yeah, that a lot of times it does just pop off incidentally, but that got ripped off.
It looked like he was trying to strip the ball, but instead stripped the helmet off of Keaton Dudek.
Exactly.
That's just a bad miss, because it was clear as day what had happened there.
Yeah. And Coach Smith is very upset about that one. He's just going for the ball. Yeah, just rips it off. And you got a ref sitting right there looking at it and just missed it. Yes, and because of that, it brings up a third and goal from the 14. What otherwise would have been a free first down for the Lions. They are not going to get that break. SAGU's going to have to use a timeout here. They're all discombobulated after that disappointing miss.
Coach Smith just got himself a personal foul.
First charge, timeout
last thing you can
of the
do.
half.
First and goal, it's still kind of manageable. You've got the receivers to run something here from the 15, and Coach Smith fired his play sheet into the ground, and the official over there on the sideline had enough of it and threw the flag. So now we're looking at 15 on top. So
after the play, unsportsmanlike conduct.
Yeah.
SAGU.
That is the emotion
Hey, Coach,
getting to the team right there.
That's a 15-yard penalty.
Big miss.
It'll be third down.
And he's upset that he has to burn a timeout because of all the miscommunication. But now you're not even in decent field goal range.
And I understand that you're upset, right? But you got to come away with points on this drive. And you can kick even if you get no yardage from where you're at this very second, you can kick a field goal. Now you're coming back at the 30-yard line. You've got to pick up some sort of yardage just to pray for a good field goal opportunity.
It almost negates any chance of a touchdown now. Before, again, 13 yards, there's a lot of plays in the playbook to get 13 yards. Not much to pick up 29. So just a bad span for the Lions as a obvious face mask missed, and then emotions running a little too hot on the sideline.
Like I said, I get it. They missed a call. I get it. But you had called a timeout. You had time to cool off, and then timeout gets called, and the play sheet comes out, gets thrown on the field, and now got to keep the head. Got to keep the head. Here we go. 3rd and 29, 3rd and goal, whatever you want to call it. Here's Barlow. Right now, if they get 0 yards, they're looking at a 46, 47-yard field goal. He's back to pass, steps up in the pocket, evades a sack. He's got one from behind. He's going to get brought down, and now that makes it an even tougher field goal as Barlow gets brought down in the backfield. It's going to be 4th down, and we'll see what they elect to do. It looks like they're going to try a long field goal here, and this is going to be close to 50 yards.
The wind is at their back.
They got that going for them.
Yeah, you don't usually have 4th and goal at the 31-yard line. As if there was the wheels came off and the spare tire flew off the back of the car there for the SAGU Lions.
We're going to call it a 48-yard field goal. Kick is up, and it is good. He nails it from 48 yards. So the penalties, the personal fouls, the 4th and 30, 4th and 29, Kieran Woodley puts it on his back and says, I'll get us points, and makes it a 13-10 ball game.
That is straight up clutch from, and actually,
Huge.
no, that was Seth Green. Seth Green came out and kicked it. And either way, it was completely clutch to come through with some points there after. As I said, you're looking at 1st and goal from the 8, holding call, missed penalty, unnecessary penalty, burn timeout, sack. Getting 3 points off of that is about all you could have hoped for.
Best case scenario there for what had happened during that drive was 3 points, and Woodley ensured. I'll get the 3.
So hopefully that's capable of just settling everybody back down. I mean, there's plenty of times you have 1st and goal at the 8, you don't do anything incredibly bad, and just walk away with 3 points. So after that unmitigated disaster, getting those 3 points is a big sigh of relief for SAGU. They're down just by 3 now, 6.5 to play about in the 3rd quarter.
Kieran Woodley on to do the kicking duties. We can expect this one to go into the end zone as there is wind. It's knocked the ball over a couple of times, but looks like we're going to get a holder here on the kickoff.
Yeah, the wind's definitely picked up. It was not a factor at all, and a good timing for SAGU, honestly, because the wind coming out of the east probably helped that ball get a little bit of extra leg on it.
And here's the kickoff. Woodley does indeed get all of it into the end zone for a touchback. A little bit of a scrum, not worthy of any flags, but the wind picked up. There you see it was 6 to 7 miles an hour to start the game, which you're not really going to feel, but up to 13 now, and you looking at the clouds here, it may start to pick up maybe even a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and obviously coming out of the southwest there, obviously Waxahachie is kind of known for its windy conditions.
A little bit, yeah.
So it can get a lot worse than this.
So here is Morales looking to answer back. He hands it off and brought down. That's a really good tackle. Brought down by the ankles there by
Jeremiah Sumrall.
Yep, Jeremiah Sumrall. That was Aiden Quinn on the carry, who we saw have an incredible touchdown earlier this game. Making it 2nd and 8 here for the Firestorm. 4 wide, Quinn in the backfield. Here's Morales, he steps back, flings it across the middle. That's caught by his big tight end for a short gain. Call it 3. It's going to make it 3rd and 5. Sid Turnball Frazier on the reception.
And he is just, the fact that you're able to bring him down with no yards after the catch, it takes 3 or 4 guys to make that happen.
He is a big tight end. He's 6'5",
230 pounds. So that is a it's funny that's the modern tight end. There was a day where tight ends didn't used to be that.
Right.
Now that's what you've got to be a tight end, and he is a great one.
3rd and 5. Swings it out to his left, looking for blockers. It's set up. Here's Aiden Quinn down the sideline. He's got the first down, and a flag comes in. I believe this is going to be for a late hit.
And the penalty yardage becoming a true issue for SAGU now. Good job of getting those seals necessary.
After the play, personal foul, late hit out of bounds. Defense number 17. That's a 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. Automatic
he was
first down.
Sliding out of bounds, and Quinn kind of tripped over the body. I don't know if I can agree with that call.
That's one of those that the play disappeared behind.
Incidental.
The ref is looking straight down the line. He sees a guy fall and assumed he got hit. That was just guys running out of bounds. A guy falls to the ground and he trips over him. There's no way around it.
Yeah, you get a good look at it. And, of course, the officials don't have the benefit of this replay, but it's not. As we pick up the action here, completed across the middle to Cole. Cole's making everybody miss. Brought down finally right at the 10-yard line. And then we get a little bit of acting there by SAGU defensive back Isaac Gowdy. Takes a little shove and flops, trying to maybe get his team 15 yards. But it's going to be first and goal from the 10-yard line. They missed the play. It was a quick hitter to Cole.
Yeah, just a quick pass to Cole to let him do what he does best, go make a play. And the Firestorm are down inside goal-to-go situation.
Morales hands it off to York. York gets tripped up and brought down, falls forward to the 7-yard line. And looks like we may have an injury here for SAGU. Drake Rodriguez was a little slow to get up.
The play you missed there was Cole on the slant, quick slant over the middle. And it was, in fact, Isaac Gowdy, the last guy who had a shot at him, did bring him down, which could loom large if SAGU's able to hold up here, as we now have second and goal from about the 7-ish yard line.
Hand it off. No, he fakes the handoff. Here's Morales rolling around to his right side, looking for the end zone, extends the ball.
He stepped out at about the 3,
He did step out of bounds. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line.
He's definitely going to get the benefit of I thought the stretch came late. I feel like he didn't stretch until he got to about the 3. We'll see. Yeah,
it came
close to it.
Yeah, about the 1-yard line.
So third and goal at the 1. SAGU with no more yards to give, needing a big stand here to keep this a one-possession game.
Third and goal from the 1-yard line. Here's Morales. He's just going to hand it off to Quinn. Quinn lowers his shoulder. Looks like he's stopped, and he is. SAGU comes with a stop on the 1-yard line and makes it 4th and 1. 4th and goal from the 1.
And no surprise, Keandre Belcher in the center of that. And no budge from the Firestorm. They are staying on the field. 4th and goal from the 1, under 3 to play in the third quarter. This is a big one. SAGU getting the fans on their feet.
The crowd is starting to come alive here for the biggest play of the ball game to this point. 4th and goal from the 1-yard line. Here's Morales with Quinn in the backfield. Takes a snap, hands it off to Quinn. Quinn is stopped. Does he get in? He does. The Firestorm score on 4th down from the 1. And he was stopped initially, rolled off the initial contact. There you see it. They had him, but he just kept his feet moving into the end zone, and that is a huge touchdown for the Firestorm as they look to go up 20-10 with this extra point.
Yeah, that's just too many guys, all wedged in there, fighting for territory. And they did have him stood up behind, but when you've got that whole scrum pushing forward, he was able to get forward. And we got a little bit of a scrum ourselves after this.
Coach Smith having to go in and pull Zachary Nelson off the field. I'm not sure if that was the scrum, but there was definitely some talking.
It looked like Nelson and Frazier had not separated since the play was over.
Nestor Higuera on for the extra point. The kick is up, and it is good. And the Firestorm go up 20-10 as the officials continue to separate the Lions and the Firestorm players. It is getting a little chippy.
It definitely is. It's been the emotionality has kicked in here in the second half.
And there you see why.
Just kind of,
It's 4-0 versus 2-0 in conference. If Arizona Christian wins this game, they win the conference, the Sooner Athletic Conference. SAGU wins. They've still got a shot at winning the conference. So there's a reason it's so emotional. And there you see a live look into another Sooner Athletic Conference team, OPSU, Oklahoma Panhandle State, down 24-0 to Dort. And it looks like they are indeed the home team. So they look to try to battle back in that one. But yeah, the reason why, and as you said, it's emotional and it's chippy because we're here 2.5 minutes away from the fourth quarter in what could be and what ultimately will turn into the conference championship game here between SAGU and Arizona Christian. They have the reason to get chippy. It's emotional.
And SAGU's feeling a lot of frustration because they've had 3 solid drives in a row, that have just not worked out for a number of different reasons. And you come away with just 3 points on those 3 drives. I feel like you should have a lot more. That ball's going to get
kick. Fair catch called for and brought in by the up man. So that's where SAGU will have. That's actually not a bad kick. It's shorter than what would be better field position for Arizona Christian than a touchback would have.
Well, they'll move it out to 25.
They will move it out. Oh,
yeah,
anything inside the. Yeah, I got.
Yeah, the new fair catch rule. But even so, the fact that it's still is. I mean, that short. If you could have had more of a returner come up and get it, could have had a lot of damage done.
You absolutely could have. And I mean, you may want to tell your up man to let that one go over your head and let your guys come up and get it and try to get something on the run. Regardless, SAGU will take over at the 25-yard line, down 2 scores, 20-10, needing another scoring drive here, coming off the field goal, the long field goal by Kieran Woodley. But here is Barlow, 2 in the backfield. He sends Dudek in motion. He's going to hand it off to Keys. Keys cuts it back and is met by that first line of defense, and he gets brought down hard. He had the leg, and it looked like he was bringing him down, almost like a wrestling move.
Yeah,
they're at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
He was completely brought off his feet by 3 different Firestorm players.
And there, it is getting a little chippy.
Injury timeout.
Yeah. That right
to an offensive player.
Get way up over his shoulder. Yeah, that's tough. That could hurt you. That could hurt you. Huh. Like you said, SAGU was not happy with how their running back was brought down.
No, they were not.
So it will be 2nd and 9. They did end up giving Keys a yard there, although it looked to be no gain, but it will be 2nd and 9. Barlow sends a man in motion. He's back to pass. He rolls out, steps up, lets it go deep across the field. He's got long, can't get there. He kind of split 2 of his receivers. That makes it 3rd and 9. He had 2 guys in the area just perfectly in between them. Nobody there for it.
Yeah, he had Johnson and Long both down the field. Does a good job of stepping up, and he's looking Long's way. Heaves it, and if it had been a little bit further to the left or right, either guy probably would have had a chance to get it. And instead, it brings up a 3rd and 9. Not a time for a 3 and out if you're SAGU. You need to find a way to do something here. Down 20-10. Feels like the emotionality is going against you right now. You need to find a way to keep this moving.
Barlow takes a snap, and he's going to hand it off to Dudek. Dudek tries to cut it back, spins off a tackler, tries to keep the feet moving, but he will ultimately be brought down short. About 1.5 yards, 2 yards short of the first down.
And no movement thus far.
Not yet.
I feel like, again, if you run on a 3rd and 9 situation, it's because you're – and now there's a flag.
The flag is over on the SAGU sideline. We'll see what they decide is the penalty here. And this has got to be one of those post-play penalties. It just depends on which way it's going.
It'll be huge because it'll decide what happens next.
Yep.
If it's on Arizona Christian, it's the first down. If it's on SAGU, they won't be going for it.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, defense number 95 is first of the game.
15-yard penalty.
That's a 15-yard penalty
so now,
added to the dead ball spot. Automatic
Dean
first down
for the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, and it'll move SAGU 15 yards, but
that is
more importantly,
huge.
The first down that SAGU now gets, and they line themselves up just shy of midfield.
Because SAGU is about to have to go for what was going to be a game-altering 4th down, where if you held them, you were going to have the ball back in complete control of this one. Unsportsmanlike conduct, usually is not going to be it's not a personal foul, it's not unnecessary roughness, it's just a little bit too much jawing usually. So yeah, both teams need to take a chill pill right now because they are hurting themselves, both sides of the ball.
1st and 10 here for SAGU, sends a man in motion, Johnson. Here's Barlow. Barlow looking to his right, now looking to his left, has pressure from behind, lays it out for Johnson, and he can't find him. He had Johnson on a crossing route. That was Zachary Johnson on a crossing route, and just a little bit too much on him.
And the kind of ever-present pressure that he was feeling there from Riley Tucker. You're even going to see him glance he does a little glance before he sells out for the ball because he knows Riley Tucker is there. You know, it's a scary thing knowing you got a solid guy on you to where if you sell out for the ball, you're thinking, okay, is it worth making this 1% chance dive if I'm about to get laid out? And so Riley Tucker's presence definitely influenced that play.
These are a big couple plays here because they will flip the field here at the end of the quarter, and SAGU will no longer have the wind at their back.
Yeah, want to utilize that while you can.
Yep. Here's Barlow. He's going to hand it off to Dudek. Dudek gets tripped up and picks up about 3.
And he's approaching, may have actually just crossed 100 yards rushing for the game. So
going to make it 3rd and 7.
Dudek's been carrying his load thus far as the offense goes. Another 3rd down for the Lions, and they haven't done great on these 3rd and long situations, or 3rd and mid, 3rd and long. Done decently at converting the 3rd and shorts when they've come up, but other than that, they've had a hard time moving forward. And looks like SAGU's gonna
call a timeout here, as Coach Smith is gonna have a conversation here with the official. He's heading all the way over to the Arizona Christian sideline. And it looks like he's going to have a conversation with the head coach.
Yeah, not sure what this is all about.
He just pulled somebody off the chain gang. I have not seen this.
I can't say I've ever seen a coach pull someone off a chain gang in the middle of a game. So I don't know if this is an official timeout or a SAGU timeout. Yeah, we making a swap on the chain gang. Yeah, not a clue. Not a clue. In the dark on this.
The only thing that I can think of.
That was an official timeout.
This is, again, this is speculation, but with the chain gang being made up of home crowd, home stadium, SAGU students, maybe football players who were injured and red shirts, that maybe there was a little bit of jawing on the sideline from the Arizona Christian players and the student or player athlete who was on the chain gang, and he needed swapped out.
That's a false start on the Lions.
Again, speculation. I'm not saying that's what happened, but that may be what the situation.
When you've watched as much football as we have,
offense number 77,
you've never seen before, all you can do is speculate.
3rd down.
We have nothing but theories on why you'd make that move. But for now, a devastating 5-yard penalty for the Lions that will turn a 3rd and 7 into a 3rd and 12. They just can't. They can't string together enough good things right now. There have been good things in this half, but they keep getting interrupted by little penalties here and there, little setbacks. And now that's a big one, as they'll just let they might try to get a playoff, but they're not going to be able to. That'll be the end of the 3rd quarter.
And that will do it. Put your 4s up. Quarter number 4 coming your way.
That is the end
SAGU
of
down
the 3rd quarter.
20-10 with a 3rd and 12 facing them here. A very difficult 3rd and 12 facing them here. This is a very, very, very big play for SAGU, as you see the yardage there, the statistics.
And you see the 3rd down statistics. We're talking about 1 for 7 on the game, a team that usually converts 50%. And as I say, I mean, I didn't dig this deep into the numbers, but I can guarantee you they're not 50% because they're converting 3rd and 12s.
Right.
They're 50% because they're converting 3rd and 1s, 3rd and 2s, 3rd and 3s. That's how you have a successful 3rd down, is by doing, as you said, winning first and 2nd down. You haven't won first and 2nd down here. You've had a penalty, so now you're in a very tough spot. And Arizona Christian secondary has done the job when they need to. Again, holding Barlow just to 139 yards passing, 10 for 22 total. And that's with a long touchdown pass in there. Keaton Dudek obviously leading the way with 94 total yards on the game, averaging almost 6 yards a carry. But when you're down by 10, you can't go back to the well as much, especially when you're facing 3rd and longs. You can't hand the ball off. Although maybe you can. They have a couple of times to go for it on 4th down.
And that may be what we see here. I can't imagine them handing the ball off here on 3rd and 12. But like you said, they've set up the 4th down with a run before in this game. 3rd and 12. They flipped sides. SAGU now, Jordan Barlow 3 out wide to his right. Looks like the Firestorm show pressure. They do drop back. They bring 4. Barlow steps up. Now he's going to roll to his left. He's going to roll back around. He's got pressure right in his face. Floats it out. 2 receivers in the air. He's got Dudek. Dudek trying to make a man miss. Throws a stiff arm, but gets wrestled down.
And Dudek intercepted that from Zachariah Johnson. He threw it. Johnson was waiting for it, and Dudek is going to leap in front of it. It is going to give them enough yards that they're going to stay on the field and go for it here.
It makes it about 4th and 4.
Barlow's going to do a great job staying alive, throwing off of his back foot, and Dudek
just took it away.
Yeah. And almost made his last move, but solid job there to be brought down. So 4th and 5, big play.
4th and a long 4, they're going to call it. Barlow looks to the sideline. They've got under 10 on the play clock. You don't want to have to take a timeout here. Sends a man in motion. They get the snap off. Barlow back to pass. Steps up, flings across the middle, cannot complete the pass, and it will be a turnover on downs. It was behind his intended receiver, Mike Mooten, and it gets broken up, and SAGU turns the ball over.
Yeah, he has Mooten here and just throws it a little bit too far behind him. He's going to be able to get a hand on it, but not enough. And it looks like Arizona Christian is going to draw another unsportsmanlike here. It won't affect who has the ball, but it's going to move the ball back, at least.
So SAGU does catch a break.
The result of the play is a turnover on downs. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, defense number 25,
so they do catch a
his
break
first of the game.
Field position.
That 15-yard penalty being enforced for the dead ball spot will be first down, Arizona Christian.
Turnover on downs.
No. Yeah, so it helps a little bit having the ball move back from the 35 to around the 20 or so, but nonetheless, tough situation now. 4th quarter, 14 minutes left, and you're down 10. Can't afford to really give up anything else. You can't afford, definitely can't give up a touchdown. So the defense has to stand strong here in order to keep this one manageable.
They hand it off to York. York tries to bounce it outside, but he's going to get driven out of bounds. A big hit drives him out of bounds. That's going to make it 2nd and 10. They may call it 11. It was a gain of 0, just about.
Yep. Tamaris Heron laying the shoulder down, but it was a gang of Lions that spread the field out to the left side. Never allowed him to get the hole he needed.
2nd and 10 here for Morales in this Firestorm offense. He's back to pass. He's going to take a shot deep, looking for Cole. Underthrown, almost intercepted. A good job. Again, out on an island out there by himself was Kevion Davis. He's done that 5 to 6 times this game, and they've gone his way, and he's done a good job pretty much every time.
All of Cole's damage has really come on slant patterns and little underneath things. He's made plays afterwards. They've tried it one-on-one out there. I'd say 3 or 4 times. I think it worked once. Other than that, solid coverage throughout the game to him. And Cole's still having a great game, no doubt about it when you look at his numbers, but has definitely limited what could have been a back-breaking game.
Yes.
He's kept Cole from completely putting the Lions out of this thing. It brings up a 3rd and 10. Play clock is under 5. Firestorm will have to get it off or call a timeout.
They do get the snap off. He's back to pass. They design a screen here. SAGU is all over it, but they missed the first tackle. But they ultimately do get to him, bringing up 4th down here. It's going to be 4th and 3. So we'll see what the Firestorm do. And it looks like they are going to bring out the punting unit. Sean Bailey is going to come out and punt this ball away. And if you're SAGU, that's exactly what you needed.
Yeah, you needed a quick. This drive is just taking a little over a minute now. You need a quick 3 and out. That's what you got. You're going to get the ball back now. You're still in this. You still got a shot. And yeah, for a moment there, it looked like Alex York might have been making the move or two he needed to spring that one for a first down, but SAGU did just enough to hold him in there. They've seen the Firestorm make a couple of moves and leave him in the dust today. Made a key stop there, and they get the ball back.
A high punt. Moss is just going to let it hit the ground and bounce. And it takes a pretty good Firestorm bounce as it lands inside the 20. And that's where this SAGU offense will take over. And if you're the Firestorm, that's pretty happy with that punt off the foot of Bailey, getting SAGU inside their own 20.
Yeah, getting a little bit of a win there, keeping the ball away from Jalen Moss. You feel very happy with where your defense is right now, what they've been able to do really since the first drive of the game. giving up that touchdown. The touchdown that came off of a blown coverage, just a miscommunication at the line. Other than that, you have held SAGU in check. See, just 264 yards. Definitely not the game we expected. 20-10 in the fourth quarter, especially when it started off kind of moving pretty quickly. We were probably thinking kind of like the last game, a 38-35 kind of shootout. But defenses have shown up today.
Barlow, RPO, gets it over to Blaine Rao. We haven't really seen them run that look yet. He pulled the handoff late and dumped it over to the middle to one of his wide receivers out wide to the right.
Yeah, and that's really the first time we've seen him target a tight end over the middle like that. Blaine Rowe is really solid at running those tight end seam patterns. Very sure-handed. Does a good job of picking up 9 there.
2nd and 1, here's Barlow. He's going to hand it off. Here's Dudek. Dudek lowers his head and gets the first down. So SAGU moves the chains.
And you still have enough time right now for this kind of football. You still there's plenty of time. You're just down 10 points, so you're not in a hurry up yet. You're not having to get away from what you've done so well with Dudek on the ground. You still got plenty of time to get down the field, get a touchdown, and be very much in this game for the rest of the fourth quarter. What you don't have time for is punting the ball away. So it's more important to get this drive right than to do it quick.
1st and 10, new set of downs here for Barlow in this SAGU offense. 3 out wide to his left. He sends Dudek and Mosen. He's going to have an empty backfield here with him. Barlow back to pass. Clean pocket. Gets it across the middle. Finds Dudek. Dudek makes a man miss. But the last line of defense brings him down. And if that was a missed tackle, he was running maybe for a touchdown. Clay Branton III brings him down.
Yeah, Branton, a great play by Dudek, showing him to it through the air and on the ground, but Branton has got to make this one, and for a moment it looked like Dudek might have sprung free. If so, he was gone. Branton does a good job of just getting that last bit of leverage to bring him off the ground, but as it is a huge play for SAGU inside Firestorm territory.
Moving the chains again are the Lions. Empty backfield again. Here comes Barlow. Going through his progressions, completes it across the middle to Jamal Long. Good gain there on 1st down, making it 2nd and we'll call it 3.
And Barlow gets a pretty clean block on the display. Plenty of time to kind of shift through. Again, go through all 3 progressions. Looks over to the left, right, back to the middle, and just takes the easy option over the middle for 7 yards. Keeping that momentum, kind of as the Lions are playing downhill again. It's been an uphill fight for most of the game, but now they've got a little bit of momentum.
The Lions face 2nd and 3. Here's Barlow. He's going to fake the handoff, swing it out wide to Johnson. Johnson tries to make a man's miss, and he does. Now up the sideline, Zachariah Johnson out of bounds after another 1st down. A good job to break out of that initial tackle attempt by Johnson.
There was no lead block on that screen pattern. Johnson was flat-footed when he caught it, and it looked like that was going to be a loss. Instead, he sheds the first tackler, tight ropes his way down the sideline for a 1st down to the 31-yard line. Under 10 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. SAGU needing some points here.
You got to come away with points here, whether it's a field goal or a touchdown. Here's Barlow. He steps up. He's facing pressure. He spins out of it. Spins back to his left. He's going to get away from it. He's got time to throw. He lets it go across the middle. Dudek dives and he brings it in. He can't advance it. He wanted to advance it, but he goes down. What a play by Jordan Barlow, buying his own time and the strength to get it back across the middle of the field and finding Dudek.
You said it pregame, Adam. Stud. Blindside breaks free. Has to run for his life. He's all the way back to the 45-yard line. He's 14 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Sets up, throws it all the way across the field to Dudek. Keeps the play alive long enough for Dudek to just, it's just a scramble drill at that point. Somebody finds an open spot of the field. What a play from Barlow and Dudek.
Barlow hands it off. Dudek spins off a tackler, but he keeps him long enough. That's actually a really good play by Naheem Hoxie to keep a hand on Dudek and let that play go nowhere. In fact, losing one.
Yeah, kind of blows him off his feet a little bit and then hangs onto the back of the jersey so that he doesn't have any chance to break free, and that was actually Keys with the ball.
Dudek remains in the backfield here with Barlow as the wind is picking up here in Waxahachie, still blowing in the face of the Lions at this point. Empty backfield. Barlow back to pass. He's got a clean pocket. He steps up. Let's go across the middle. Looking for Long. Off his hand. Almost had a touchdown to Jamal Long. And he was open just a little too high off the hands of Barlow.
He was having to thread it. There was defenders underneath and up top. But if this had been a little bit better thrown, it would have been caught. But essentially throwing it into a loose triple coverage there. And now SAGU, again, these obstacles keep coming up. Now it's 3rd and 11. You lost a yard, incomplete pass. You've got the wind in your face, so you'd probably be trying the field goal here if you don't make it, but that's not a gimme by any means.
No, not with the wind. Yep, not with the wind. 3rd and 12, the Lions face. You've seen them run in this situation before, but here's Barlow. He's going to fake it to Dudek and keep it himself, but a whistle. There's a flag on the field.
There's no foul on the play for delay of game. First charge, timeout.
So Coach Smith
SAGU
calls a timeout to avoid the delay of game. He got the timeout off just in time. And a good thing, because SAGU cannot face a 3rd and 17.
No, 3rd and 12 is still, man, theoretical. 3rd and 17 is a problem. So
absolute problem. There you see the wind. It says 13, but if we got an up to the minute speed check on the wind, I would say it's above 15 miles an hour at this point. It's starting to become a fact.
I would say we're getting wind gusts over 20 at this point. So that's your weather report. If you want to put me in front of a green screen, and we get the radar behind us.
That was SAGU's 2nd charge timeout of the half.
There's the correction. He had said SAGU's 1st charge timeout, and I knew we already had one that had been called by SAGU in this half. But that is good clarification. We weren't sure if SAGU would call the timeout
the chain
gang situation.
Mix up, mishap, whatever you want to call it.
I'm just going to call it chain gang gate. I mean, we're just I don't know. I have no idea, but we're rolling with it. So SAGU only has a timeout left. That could be huge. Just under 8 minutes remaining in the game. You're down by 2 scores. You will not be able to stop the clock. Right. Now, if Arizona Christian's running the clock out, or to stop the clock if you're needing a last-minute drive. So not where you want to be if you're the Lions playing from behind with the clock. Definitely not your friend at the moment. Big play here.
3rd and 12, Barlow with 3 out wide to his right. Dudek in the backfield. He's going to roll out that way. Lets it go. It's brought in and dropped out of bounds. He may have gotten a foot down. That was Mike Mooten, the intended receiver. But now we're facing 4th and 12. I don't think it would have been enough to pick up a first down, but it would have at least made the field goal more manageable.
It would have been right at actually, I think it would have. If he had found a way to get the foot down and corral it in, I think it would have been a first down.
So here is Kieran Woodley on for the field goal attempt to try to make it 20-13.
Again, this is where you need to feel. This is where you need that clutchness from your kicker, because you absolutely have to have these 3 points.
Here's Woodley's kick. It is up, and it looks like it is good. So a huge field goal, back-to-back field goals by Woodley, keeping SAGU in this one, makes it a 7-point deficit with the Firestorm up 20-13. You needed points at this point, and you got it.
Yeah, you would have loved a touchdown. Obviously, you always love a touchdown if you're on offense. It's almost never. You really would have loved it there, because that would have given you some wiggle room on defense. Yep. No wiggle room at all now. You can't allow any sort of points, but at the very least, you accomplished the bare minimum to keep this a game. You're just down a touchdown now. You got plenty of time. 7:38. I say you can't give up any points. There's enough time for some serious swings in this game still. But you like that you were able to do that. You like that you were able to at least accomplish something on that drive. But again, a drive that got a little bit derailed because of some penalties, or not penalties in that situation, but a loss on first down. It feels like as soon as there's any sort of obstacle in the way, it just becomes that much harder. Keaton Dudek, how about this? Leading SAGU with receiving yards and rushing yards.
Up over 150 all-purpose for the day for Dudek.
Great game, and of course he had the catch that really kept the drive moving, even made it possible to get the field goal.
Woodley's kick is off, and it will be fielded inside the 10-yard line. Looking to try to set something up here. He's got a full head of steam. He stops and stutters and is finally brought down past the 25, just shy of the 30. That was return man Willie Cleveland that time.
Willie Cleveland on the return.
So that is where the Firestorm will set up shop here. Just past the 25, up towards the 30. We're getting whistles here. I'm not sure.
I believe the game clock had not properly
Game
stopped.
clock operator. Please reset the game clock to 7 minutes and 28 seconds.
7:28 to be put back on the game clock. It rolled all the way down to 7:15.
Thank you.
So now Morales back out on the field. So far this half, they've had a punt and a 3-and-out sandwiched around a solid touchdown drive that ended with a 4th-and-goal plunge from 1 yard out.
Here's Morales. He's going to turn around and hand it off. But he's brought down by a host of Lions. A lot of Lions, but he keeps the feet moving. Actually never got brought down to the ground was Aiden Quinn. And they gave him that couple of yards after the initial stop. That's a pretty tough run for Aiden Quinn.
No, it is, because this looks like it's about a 1 yard gain, and just an absolute rugby scrum. I'm not even sure if Quinn's feet were on the ground anymore. It was just kind of compacted and moving forward for a gain of 4.5.
Makes it 2nd and 6. Here's Morales. He's going to hand it off to Quinn again. Quinn bounces it outside. Oh, almost had a good tackle on the outside, but he goes out of bounds. That will stop the clock, but more importantly for the Firestorm, it's going to move the chains and get them a new set of downs. SAGU was in position there to make a stop, but just a good job by Quinn to follow his blocks, pick up the first.
And much like we've seen him already do in this game, did a great job of breaking loose in the backfield. A play that looked like it could have at a moment been brought down for a loss. Instead, he does enough to get the first down on 2 handoffs.
1st and 10 here for the Firestorm. Morales sends a man in motion. He's going to hand it off to Quinn again, and Quinn is stopped quickly for a gain of, they're going to call it 0. It looked maybe like he got a half a yard, but they're ultimately going to call it 0.
No gain, just straight up the middle. As the clock ticks under 6 minutes to play, the Firestorm definitely in no hurry right now, willing to keep it on the ground and just do what they can to keep moving down the field. It looks like they'll almost let this run down the full 40 of the play clock.
Absolutely. SAGU has to get off the field here.
Couple more first downs, and they're in huge trouble.
Yes, they are. Morales hands it off. Here's Quinn. Quinn weaving and fighting his way for 2 yards there on 2nd down. It's going to make it 3rd and 8 here. And the Firestorm.
Sumrall here with the primary stop, stands him up, and then a host of Lions comes in to finish it off. And as the clock is going to tick under 5 minutes here, this is a big down. SAGU needs to get off the field, because if they don't, with only 1 timeout, even if they get the ball back, they'll be looking at serious clock crunch.
Absolutely.
The game can get a lot shorter in a hurry, depending upon scenarios.
Yes, it can. Here is Morales, the Firestorm facing a 3rd and 7. It's going to be a long 7. He is back to pass. Let's go across the middle. It's brought in by his tight end. He's got the first down. What a beautiful pitch and catch there from Morales to Sid Turnbull Frazier. And that moves the chains just one more time. And you can kind of feel it. You can feel it here, Tim. SAGU's time is running out very quickly.
Yep, that's just a pure throw it up to the big man. Let him get his hands up there and do the work. And right now, almost with no timeouts, every play is almost burning a minute off the clock. Because the Firestorm can just let the clock move under 4.5 to play now. One more first down, and you're in dire straits.
Morales turns around and hands it off to Quinn. Quinn trying to bounce it outside. Doesn't have the speed, and it's brought down for a loss. Jalen Moss tracking him down in the backfield.
Coming from the other side of the field, Jalen Moss, just a playmaker. You'll see him right there. He's not the one you're going to think he's going to make the tackle until he has that burst of speed.
He almost forced a fumble.
Yeah.
Quinn had to switch hands because it kind of just unlodged stuff and went into his right hand. But a good tackle there by Jalen Moss.
Big first down play for the Lions, since you really cannot afford to give them another first down. Putting them behind the chains, forcing them maybe to consider throwing a pass here. Because any chance you can get to stop the clock. Play clock down to 5.
There's Morales. He's going to fake it, run play action. Gets it out to the flat to Turnbull Frazier. He's brought down by Moss. That's an incredible tackle by Jalen Moss because he was going to run for a while if he had broken that tackle.
This was Jalen Moss getting put on an island here, and he's a good 3 steps behind Frazier. Catches up and forces him off his feet. He stays in bounds, so the clock will continue to move. But Jalen Moss just making plays on both sides of the field right now.
He is flying all over the field.
Bringing up a massive 3rd and 8, and if you're SAGU, you simply have to make the stop here. If you don't make the stop here, I think the best you can do is getting the ball back with around 20 seconds left. And so you absolutely have to get this stop because of your lone timeout in your pocket.
You may even call a timeout here if you get a stop. 3rd and 8.
Oh,
we get a timeout by Arizona Christian.
Prior to the snap, first charge timeout.
That was a
Arizona Christian.
timeout.
Yes, it was, because it was a botched snap or a penalty, either one.
Yeah, that play was dead regardless. Take a look at ACU's key players. Aiden Quinn, 12 rushes for 34 yards, but 2 touchdowns, and 24 of those yards, I believe, or 22 at least, coming off of that one electric play that put Arizona Christian on the board. Sid Turnbull Frazier has been the go-to guy, just getting those chunks of yards. And Morales with another solid game as he tries to lead his team to 5-0 here in spring ball.
He about has a sneaky 250-yard game.
Yeah, and it's just been doing it, averaging slightly more than 10 yards of completion. So not with a whole lot of flashy big plays. He's been doing underneath a lot, and that's what he needs right here. He needs around a 9 or 10 yard completion to all but finish it off, truly, at this point.
A big 3rd down for both sides of the ball here. Arizona Christian looking to convert, take some more time off the clock. SAGU looking to try to get the ball back. Here's Morales. He's back to throw. He's facing pressure. He's brought down. SAGU gets a huge sack, and it will be 4th down and about 14 here for Arizona Christian, and they have no choice but to punt. SAGU is pocketing their timeout.
Damaris Heron, we've called his name a lot today, but that is the biggest play right there, because it looked like he was Morales was just about to get a receiver open. The coverage had been strong, which allowed a little bit of pressure to get in there.
And just as I said, SAGU is pocketing their timeout. They do elect to call it after that 3rd down sack.
And that's smart because you can control the clock.
And final charge timeout
control the clock in that
of the half.
So
SAGU.
You can get out of bounds. You can pick up
game
first downs.
clock operator.
Better job of controlling the clock.
Please reset the game clock to 2 minutes and 38 seconds.
And they will add some time to the game clock.
It sounds like Coach Smith got the
timeout
off immediately. They actually added 15 seconds back onto the clock.
So the game clock will be at 2:38. That's when you want to use it. So you can, again, on offense, you can decide how quick you move. You don't want to lose that 30, 40 seconds there. So the defense does hold up. After a little bit of bending, gave up a little bit of yardage. They did what they absolutely, that's been the theme of the second half. SAGU just doing barely enough to stay in this game, and they've done just barely enough to where they're about to get the ball back with 2.5 minutes left and no timeouts to try to tie this game up, or we'll discuss. We'll
get
cross
there
that bridge when we get there.
Let's get there first. Here is Bailey on to punt. Low snap. He gets it off. No contact made with the punter. Here's Jalen Moss. He's got some room to run. He has a crease. There is a flag that comes in, and it will be coming back. And then another flag comes in at the end of the play.
The first one was your standard guys running down the field. Guy stops up, blocking the back. Don't know what the second one is. You see it right here?
It came in late.
Oh, that came in late, and that's going to be on Christopher Bacos. And that could be a double up because the first one, that's going to be a blindside hit.
Yeah.
The first one is your block in the back that's going to erase the whole thing, but then that's a late blindside hit. If they really had a late hit, I think they could tack that on at the end. Either way, SAGU's not going to have good field position here.
They are not.
As penalties, we don't have the total tally right now, but oh my goodness, it's disastrous for SAGU.
We have multiple fouls in the play, both by the receiving team. Personal foul, illegal blindside block, number 61 on the receiving team. That penalty is declined. Illegal block in the back, number 31 on the receiving team. That penalty will be enforced from the end of the kick. Will be automatic first down.
It's a little hard to hear, but it does look like they stacked them on top of each other because they are going to take it all the way back where SAGU is sitting right now, at least all the way back to the 15-yard line.
So yeah, they declined the blindside block because they declined the blindside block because that was just going to be 15 yards from the end of the play. So they couldn't stack those on, luckily for SAGU.
Luckily, yep, absolutely. So they are back to the 10-yard line.
Yeah, either way, they've got 90 yards to go and 2:26 to do it in.
No timeouts for SAGU. They send a bunch of guys in motion, and they actually go 4-stack on the right side. Here's Barlow. They're going to run a quick screen to get it out to Dudek. There are blocks. He's going to duck out of bounds after a gain of, we'll call it 3 on first down.
And that's just trying to get your back away from your own end zone. That's all you're doing there. Does a good job of getting out of bounds so you don't waste any time having done it. Picks up a nice chunk of 4. Although the clock is moving now.
Interesting. I thought he got out of bounds. Not sure why the clock would be moving. So Barlow sends a man in motion.
Under 2 to play now.
Under 2 to play. There's no sense of urgency right now for SAGU. They get the ball over the middle. He finds Dudek. Dudek gets the first down, so they are going to move the chains. But they got to get moving here. Clock will stop until the ball is set. But they do have to get moving.
And Dudek, I mean, just showing it all over the field. That's just a great crossing pattern from a guy who's usually lining up in the backfield.
Barlow comes out here after the first down with an empty set. 5 wide here for Barlow. Back to pass. He lets it go down the sideline. He finds Dudek again. Dudek this time gets out of bounds, so the clock will stop, but a first down. So SAGU's got a chance here to compose themselves and come up with something. No need to rush right now on this play.
And just another excellent route tree here. Spread out wide. Dudek gets all alone thanks to the cross in front of him by the other receiver up to the 45-yard line. This time the clock will stay stopped at 1:35. So a quick 35 yards from the Lions. It only took them about a minute to do it. So they've got time.
4-stack to the left. Here's Barlow, empty backfield. He's back to pass. He steps up. He's going to take off with it. He's going to cut back inside and then go down after enough for the first down. A flag comes in late. We could be seeing 15 tacked on to the end of this.
You want to throw your flag out, or everybody else is throwing their flag?
For it. So we could be seeing 15 tacked on to the end of this on a late hit on Barlow. And anytime it's a quarterback, you're going to see those kind of flags.
That's exactly what it is. I mean, first of all, what a great block by Zachary Johnson to help Barlow get that extra room.
We'll wait and see what they decide here after all the laundry is
personal foul, targeting, defense number 25.
So that could be
that's a 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. Automatic first down. Number 25 is disqualified from the remainder of the game.
He will be disqualified. We'll see.
He is disqualified. Wow.
So that is huge.
I'd like to see that again.
Yeah.
Here we go.
So let's watch this replay here as a game-changing play. First of all, great job by Barlow to get out.
He steps up. He never slides. He goes down. Oh, there at the end of the play. Oh, my goodness.
That is the call, and so it will be Jake Hernandez who is disqualified.
Wow.
And he's been in on a lot of plays in this game.
I've recognized the clubbed hand.
he has been in on a lot of plays, so they have now lost him for the final 90 seconds of this game.
So SAGU's down now at the 23. A minute 13 to play. They are in very good position here. Barlow back to pass. Fakes the QB run, but he swings it out to Dudek. Dudek gets dropped inbounds, so the clock will continue to move. He tried to stretch that ball out of bounds, but couldn't quite get it there. So under a minute to play. 2nd and 8. Although the yardage at this point doesn't really matter. SAGU's got to get in the end zone.
They've got time, but they got to keep moving. No need to be in super hurry.
They're going to spike it. Barlow does indeed spike the ball. It would be 3rd and 3.
I don't know if he needed to lose it down yet in this situation. I would have. You still have 50 seconds left. The most you can do is get another first down. So unfortunately, you didn't get the out-of-bounds call. Quick stat check here. After that last 15-yard penalty, these teams have just got to be kicking themselves right now. SAGU has 14 penalties for 146 yards. Arizona Christian, 9 penalties for 107 yards. I mean, 253 yards combined for penalties today.
Wow.
Not the cleanest of days for either of these teams when it comes to that.
3rd and 2. Barlow back to pass. Buying some time. He steps up. He's going to let it go towards the end zone. Brought in for a touchdown. There's a flag on the field. We will see what this is, but he finds Jamal Long, the freshman sensation, for a touchdown. And for the moment, it looks to be we're looking for a tie here with the extra point, but Laundry on the field.
And SAGU's celebrating. It's going to be on Arizona Christian.
Against the Firestorm, and SAGU has fought their way back in this game, scoring with 39 seconds left on the clock.
That penalty
to tie it up at 20 apiece.
The touchdown.
With Kieran Woodley extra point on its way.
And another play where Barlow just has to fight to keep the play alive. And this time he lays in a perfect pass. We've seen some a little bit off target, especially targeting along there, but that time lays it in perfectly for the touchdown. SAGU goes 90 yards in just less than 2 minutes, aided by a big penalty.
Huge penalty, yep.
And now with 39 seconds left, no reason to say a word yet.
The kick is up, and it is good, and we are tied at 20 apiece. Under 40 seconds left to play here in Waxahachie from Lumpkin Stadium, and the crowd has come to life as the sun starts to shine on the field. It's been a gloomy day all day today, Tim, but with SAGU's score, the sun has come out, and this crowd is loving it.
And you just watch that replay again. Barlow doing all the work to stay alive, just good enough blocking to give him that time, and then laying it in perfectly.
And it looks like SAGU may have. Oh, they declined the penalty. It was during the play. I thought maybe they'd get to kick it off.
I believe the penalty was illegal contact.
Yeah.
And so that's all it was.
Yep.
So if it hadn't been completed, SAGU would have been in decent shape anyways.
Yes.
But either way, 39 seconds remaining.
Wow.
I mean, just what an absolute monster drive. Regardless of what happens from here on out, Jordan Barlow pinned at his own 10-yard line, leading his team out. Keaton Dudek with so many key catches on that drive, finishing off the Jamal Long. What an absolute monster rally from SAGU, being down 20-10, now tying this up.
A squib kick. It does get fielded, so now Arizona Christian has a chance to make something happen here, but SAGU will end that dream very quickly, and he is brought down. A good tackle there by Jeremiah Sumrall, and he's been making plays all afternoon.
So now Arizona Christian, they got 33 seconds left. I think a lot of it came down to that kick. They got 2 timeouts. They had to use 1 on their last drive. So a lot of it comes down to really maybe this first play at the 30-yard line. Maybe you try one little play to see what you can get. You don't want to do anything super risky, but
we are definitely not out of the weeds yet.
No,
they've got the wind at their back, and we've seen them attempt a 50-yarder.
Right.
So they've got faith in their kicker,
and
Hester Higuera.
And they know they can get the ball down the field. They know they got John Cole. So still plenty of time in this game for them to try to get down the field for a field goal attempt.
It is not over. Here's Morales taking a shot down the middle of the field. Almost intercepted. Oh, across the middle. Almost picked off. It looked like the contact was coming. It looked like he pulled his hands off at the last second. It's hard to tell from our angle. Almost intercepted.
I do feel like that Cecil Murphy was about to make that interception. And since you had 2 guys coming, he kind of alligator armed it a little bit.
They've been going at the middle of the field all day long, and it looked like Cecil Murphy may have cheated a little bit, and it almost paid off. He almost came away with an interception. Here's Morales back to pass. He hands it off. So here is York. York cutting back. He's still on his feet. Cecil Murphy laid a big hit on him, but York staying on his feet at will pick up about 8 on second down. It'll be 3rd and about 2, but Arizona Christian takes timeout here with 19 seconds left.
Second charge, timeout right there of the half. Arizona Christian
just takes an absolute lick.
Game clock operator.
Stays on his feet.
Please reset the game clock.
Pick up a whole lot of yards.
21 seconds.
I'm not sure if he picks up. Maybe gets one more.
A pretty good play call by running a draw there is a pretty good play call.
Yeah, because right now what it really has done is it's moved you up almost to the 40-yard line.
Thank you.
Now about a 20-yard pass with the wind at your back. I think you have a chance to try a long field goal. You almost had the 51-yarder almost had the leg at the end of the half, and it didn't have the wind behind it.
Yep.
So if you get the goal is 35, to get the ball to 35 minimum, and as you know, you've got the weapons. You got John Cole sitting there with a pedestrian 111 yards on the day. Just your average. Almost forgot his name because he only put up 111 today. Sid Turnbull Frazier has been your key man underneath for the Firestorm. So, 35 has got to be the goal.
They add 2 seconds onto the game clock. 21 seconds left to go. Arizona Christian has 1 timeout, facing a 3rd and 2. 3 out wide to the left of Morales. He's got it. He's back to pass, looking for a slant to Cole, and he's got the first down, and a flag comes in late.
Oh, goodness.
It looks like it's going to go against SAGU.
And if that's away from the ball in the backfield, I can only think that's a 15-yarder.
Personal foul. Roughing
the passer, and that is
defense number
a back-breaking
11.
penalty.
That's a 15-yard penalty added.
Especially
at the end of the run. Automatic. First down.
They had brought Cole down inbounds. They're going to have to use a timeout. Let's see if it can happen here. And it's just a contact to the face mask.
Yep.
Not a whole lot at all.
Yep.
But he did make contact to the face mask. And so now plenty of time. The ball moved to the 40-yard line.
Down to the 40. And like you said, they've got to have confidence. Although I will tell you, the wind has died down here a little bit. It's not very windy right now. And as I say that, it picks up just kind of a little bit. But it's died down significantly.
They have a timeout in 16 seconds, so plenty of time to pick up a lot more.
Here's Morales. He's back to pass, looking to go across the middle. Tipped and falls incomplete. That is a dangerous pass. He had a man wide open. That man was John Cole in the flat on the left side. But fortunate for Morales, that ball found the turf and didn't find a Lion's hands.
About to say, because if it had, there was plenty of spread.
Yes,
SAGU could have had a solid return. At the very least, would have killed any chance of a game-winning field goal attempt. So they have a timeout, 11 seconds left. Again, if they pick up 5 or 10 yards, they'll be trying this field goal.
2nd and 10 here for Morales. 4 out wide, 2 on either side. He's got York in the backfield. Takes a snap. He's back to pass. Looking to go across the middle. It's brought inbounds. They're going to bring him down. He does get the first down, but that sets up a very manageable field goal opportunity, and that's looking like what we're going to have here with just under 3 seconds left to play, and that is a really good catch by Turnbull Frazier to hold on to that.
Bobbles it at first and then getting grabbed.
Wow.
And then the key thing is fights for the first down, so you get the immediate
timeout
clock
of the half.
Final timeout as it is.
Arizona Christian.
2 seconds.
Game clock operator.
Clock here as Hester
Please reset the game clock.
Steps up
to
for
4
a
seconds.
game-winning field goal opportunity.
It's going to be a 46
yards to win the Sooner Athletic Conference Championship for the Firestorm.
Thank you.
They have moved 4 seconds back onto the clock, but that's just academic
This will
at this
be the
point.
last play of the game of regulation. Hester Higuera, 46 yards away from the conference title. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up, and it is good. And the Firestorm walk out of Waxahachie with a 3-point lead, and they are mobbing Hester Higuera as they had won themselves the Sooner Athletic Conference Championship off the foot of their sophomore kicker from Phoenix, Arizona. And they are going to enjoy this bus ride, this 18-ish hour bus ride home as Sooner Athletic Conference champions. What an absolute game here in March, where we never thought we would be getting a classic game like this.
You know, I'm guessing Hester Higuera already gets his own bench on the bus, all 270 pounds of him, but he definitely gets his own bench on the bus on the way home now as he crushes the game-winning 46-yard field goal. What a final minute drive from Arizona Christian to take the win. A game full of twists and turns. SAGU comes all the way back from being down 20-10, and in the end, there was just about 3 seconds too long, and you know what's going to be stuck in SAGU's brains after that game. The final tally. Oh goodness, do I even want to say it? 161 yards worth of penalties.
Yikes.
They only had 389 yards on the game, so literally almost half as many yards of penalties as they had total yards gained. Just devastating for the team. And that's going to throw them for their second loss of the year to Arizona Christian. Both games that they feel like, oh my goodness, if we could have changed one thing, we would have won.
An absolute classic, and you just witnessed it here. There you see the up-to-the-minute standings in the Sooner Athletic Conference. Now, of course, it is not the last game of the year, but with 2 games left to play for SAGU, the best they can finish is 4-1, and Arizona Christian already has that 5th win. It's just, what a game here to win the conference for Arizona Christian.
Yeah, just an absolutely great football game. Not one that you're going to hang in the Louvre. There was some ugliness. Yeah. And, I mean, obviously, as Arizona Christian now has their eyes set even higher, looking potentially for NAIA playoffs, a lot to fix up as they had over 100 yards worth of penalties today as well. There was some ups and downs on both sides, but in the end, Arizona Christian pulls off the thrilling win here in Waxahachie as both teams meet just outside of midfield for prayer as we close this one off.
Wow, what a game. I just, football in March is weird, but football in March is still good football.
You know what? We had a buzzer-beating 3. That's what we had to have to make it happen in March.
March Madness,
baby.
We
had to have a buzzer-beating 3 for it to truly be
Madness.
A March sporting event. And so we had it today. Well, we're not done yet, though. Believe it or not, we have some April football here in 2 weeks. We'll be back here for SAGU's home closer on the year. So be sure and be right back here as they'll be taking on Oklahoma Panhandle State.
Absolutely. That's going to be another good. It is a conference game, and it's always fun. Oklahoma Panhandle State it's a newer team to the conference in the last 5 or so years, so those are always a fun game to watch. But wow, what a game today. Again, Arizona Christian, congratulations, your 2020/2021 Sooner Athletic Conference. I don't even know at this point, but your Sooner Athletic Conference champions off the foot of Hester Higuera with no time left on the clock. Just an absolute phenomenal game to watch. Thank you to our broadcast team who worked so hard to bring you these games. Thank you to my partner, Tim Roberts. I'm Adam Ferguson. As always, thank you once again for watching the SAGU Sports Network.